next, Wannabe Asura versus Pixelated Max. We got A.B.A and Dizzy. Talk about two beautiful characters on the screen right now, folks.
Definitely beautiful characters, but the way they play may be considered ugly. Freezing you full screen with all the fish, the ice spikes is like we're visiting plus R again. Look at all these plus frames on plus frames trying to catch a jump, but Asura is just running her down.
Oh yeah, this is especially A.B.A. We're gonna go straight into the key super here. That's gonna be also full bar of jealousy, which is great to see the management from Wannabe Asura. Talk about fast RC and Dizzy, my queen. Unfortunately, we're taking that crown here in the first round.
Pretty explosive start here for Asura. An explosive round start over here for Pixelated Max going for the hard knockdown instead of a combo. I really like the decisions here.
Now, one thing about Dizzy here is you gotta be mindful that once in jealousy mode, A.B.A has trouble getting in, but here on her normal state, this is all Pixelated Max needs to do to keep that pressure going. Wings of Light goes ahead and gets set up. Now gone because of the trade. Parry though from Wannabe Asura, and we're gonna go straight into jealousy mode. Not gonna get the pickup needed, so we're going right back to normal.
Yeah, this is super unfortunate here for Asura right here. Pixelated Max, this is exactly where you want to be. Risk is cranked. Nothing Asura can seemingly do off rip. Wings of Light almost going off. We're going to run up and get that extra damage. Unfortunately, not enough tension to keep that wings going up long enough. Nice throw in there with the JD.
That was a very short JD too, by the way. Hard knockdown here after the drill. So now we have the DP, not going to get the pickup needed, but again, trying to open up, gets the trade on the overhead. That did change this last patch, so you can go for trades and actually try to attempt to counter it, but we have roasted chestnuts to keep it up going.
That was crazy, canceling the startup of the chestnuts into the fish for maximum coverage. Yo, that was insane!
How about insane here? Wannabe Asura gonna break the wall and get back that full jealous meter. And now we get to go ahead and play the video game. Goes ahead and actually cancels out Pixelated Max's super because of the overdrive. And that should be death here because Dizzy is not a very heavy guts character.
Yeah, I really like the choice there from Asura, right? Spending the super or the overdrive gauge as quick as possible to not give Pixelated Max a chance. And even with all that jealousy rage, with all the guts, with all the health that she had, there was no way she was living with all those hits and the wall break damage. I don't think there was a universe where that happened.
I like this change. So we're actually switching over to the Sin. Now Sin did get some changes, but I still think a very strong character overall. And now this can be a great counter to A.B.A, especially considering when A.B.A's in jealousy mode, Sin can really keep into play, probably have some better buttons here, and also just being able to open up, especially with Elk Hunt and some of those Rekkas. But now we're gonna go see the jump in, gonna pick it up, and we're gonna break the wall.
Yeah, no clean hit there, unfortunately, so we don't get the extra bit of damage, but we still have a ton of stamina here. It's over a bar and some tension. Nice block on the fuzzy there.
Ooh, we got that reversal super full bar of jealousy now. And we're going to try to go for the left-right mix. However, again, Sin has the longer buttons, except when we go for throw baits here.
Have some of that jealousy gauge right here as well. We're gonna go into the super to build up even more gauge, and now you're set up for a fuzzy situation. Nobody got the cross up instead, and the JH and jealousy rage hit so low you couldn't 6P that, unfortunately. Pixelated Max, I like the attempted on the defensive side.
There's to jump into K2D, but we're gonna get reversal DP. And again, the 6 feet to call out any of those buttons. Tries to go for another DP, and that's going to be a counter hit. Big punish here for Wannabe Asura. Blue Wild Assault to go ahead and switch back to Jealousy, and now we went back into Jealousy mode to get that recovery, and a throw should get OTG. Didn't even go for OTGs. Just went for a quick red Roman cancel because we had that bar to work with.
Yeah, it was so tricky. Even if Pixelated Man somehow managed to live that, you would have been in for a world of hurt afterwards. With the recent patch not taking any jealousy rage during grabs for A.B.A, it's such a strong change that I think we might see a little later if we get some A.B.As, or maybe even in this next match here as we come up. Pixelated Max taking a minute, maybe reconsidering the Sin choice, maybe Dizzy might have been a little better. I think they agree.
Oh, we went back to the Dizzy. You know, it's interesting. A lot of people in chat were actually really hyping up the Dizzy. And we're even saying that this could be the matchup that would work better for this type of matchup. So we'll see. Again, it all comes down to you want to play around with these games. You want to understand what you're going for. And that's something that Pixelated Max is going to try to figure out here. Gets the freeze on jealousy mode, no less, too. So that's a bit of less bar to work with. But never mind. We're going to go ahead and rebuild up that bar a little bit more.
Very tricky strike throw here over on Asura's end. We're getting 2 throws back to back, not needing to spend our jealousy gauge. And Pixelated Max spends the burst, trying to get a knockdown here, and does so successfully. On the jump, they're going for the key grab once again. We're gonna get some tension to wall break with the. Oh, this is insane, right?
Very conservative routing too to keep that jealousy bar, and again, just playing the game. We're gonna use that jump dust to try to fall back on, but Wings of Light disappearing due to YRC. Again, 2K2D to go for Ice Fishy. We're gonna try to get the left-right mix-up with Roasted Check Spot to help out. And again, freeze. This could be huge here for Pixelated Mask. Oh, it is huge! We're gonna go into Michael's sword and the OTG on the freeze. Pixelated Max said, let me come back here, chat. Let me make sure I'm cooking too.
Nice punish on the ice spike there. Sets up perfectly to go into Jealousy Rage. And nice combo off of the overhead as well. Gonna route back into the normal mode super. That way we break the wall in Jealousy Rage. We have that extra bit of tension to spend here as well. Yet not opting to spend the burst, nor the Jealousy Rage version of the super. We're gonna wall break here. Maybe go for a fuzzy, and we are! Pixelated Max says, no though, I'm going to YRC this.
He's gonna have to use faultless defense here, but unfortunate. Not gonna be able to survive right there. So Wannabe Asura on potential set point, but Pixelated Max is not going down without a fight. Gonna get opened up by the jump in with the grab, back dashes, but unfortunate to get caught by the 2K, followed up with the Blue Wild Assault here.
Throwing up these far slices, jumps over the ice spike and gets a burst fake, comboing into the super. Oh, relentless damage, relentless offense, Asura with the greatest of ease, taking it over Pixelated Max 3-2 here, at least weekly. It's healthy. 119 people here tonight. No time to waste. We got our first match coming up, like you mentioned before. AlannaFey versus ChickenFriedRice. May versus Kai.
It's so explosive. I haven't seen May in such a long time, but we do see Cracker here with the $100 contribution. And right in time for ChickenFriedRice to go ahead and go some swagger with the Kai, breaking the wall here, but backdash and Totsugeki galore.
Nice counter with the 2S, really suggesting that we burst over here. Dash cancel on the close slash. Sending up the charge fireball here.
Yeah, I like some of the footwork here from ChickenFriedRice, and what a beautiful 5P to go ahead and anti-air and seal the deal. Lovely, lovely right there from ChickenFriedRice. Now we're gonna start off with, again, 2K2D into Totsugeki and pressure. Oh, you gonna hold that? Nah, we're gonna use burst right there.
Returning to neutral, nice counter hit JK there. Look at the combo we get off of this. We're gonna charge up into our super, leading into that hard knockdown positive bonus situation that we all wanted to see. RC baited, and we're going to convert. No sweat off our backs. A perfect back. Oh wow, in retaliation.
You know, that's the one thing I love about seeing May players is you really see a lot of their meter usage for the ults because there's so much mind games alone. And right here, the Totsugeki plus the command grab to follow up. And now we're just trying to play the game here as ChickenFriedRice goes ahead, applies Shock State, but it is lost now, and just blocking and anti-Aaron with the Wild Assault to follow up, but no confirmation at the end of the route.
Versus stun, Dipper, watch get toes, and watch the meter rise from ChickenFriedRice's side as we get the wall break positive bonus.
Yellow RC, that's gonna reset the neutral. Shock State applied, stun Dipper! One of the most loved moves in the game. I lie, that's not really true. But we got the 2P to go ahead and interrupt the Dolphin and the Tap Dust. Could have gotten an OTG there, but you know what? We were shaking off the nerves. His first stream match of the night. ChickenFriedRice cooking. Not the chicken, but the dolphin this time.
ChickenFriedRice is cooking some dolphin. Dolphin fried rice. We gonna wait for that next player? Next May player? Dolphin fried rice?
Oh, you know what? That's actually a really... ChickenFriedRice! This is your perfect opportunity that if you beat AlannaFey here, you could change it to Dolphin Fried Rice. Having a good time here on TNS. Alright, we're gonna jump out of there. There's a counter hit. Beautiful. And already charging it up. Another whiff and just pressure here.
Alright, just swinging buttons, sticking hurt boxes out. Nice 5P anti-air. Really encouraging a burst there over on AlannaFey's side. Fortunately drops the air counter hit conversion. We're trading back-to-back counter hits over on Alana's side. No meter for Super, but we're not gonna need it. Just return to neutral. We have the tension advantage here.
Oh, that could have been a huge punish, but Totsugeki not going to be able to reach in time. And because of that, by the way, ChickenFriedRice dropping the combo route at the end, but getting enough damage in. Oh, 2K gets hit by the Orca.
It's not wanting to hold any pressure there, spending the super, and it actually ends up working out in her favor going into the next round. Nice jump on the H-Dolphin. A nice air dash punished the recovery there of the charged stun edge.
That was a beautiful red RC right there to hit confirm off of. And now we're going to shatter the wall to go ahead and reset the neutral. Positive bonus into play. But the red RC, that was actually a punish, I think, off of the whiff Totsugeki. So talk about big plays there from ChickenFriedRice. AlannaFey, though, trying to recover here. Forced to use the burst. But we have the seal to throw out the beach volleyball.
Pressure. We have Wild Assault available in case we get a stray hit to convert. We have tension available to combo right here into the Sacred Edge. It doesn't kill slightly, but plus frames on plus frames. Retaliation stop. Oh my gosh, retaliation Dolphin did not matter. We're sticking out our sword, the tip of the sword. ChickenFriedRice taking the round.
You know, the one thing I'm noticing here from Alanna, great round starts, forced to make ChickenFriedRice use their meter, but it's just not enough to close out rounds here. So like right now we're here on this corner, great call out on the Dolphin Kara cancel, but again, we need to get these hard-hitting routes and damage in. Here it is, this should be for the kill, and it is. AlannaFey on the board, she's cooking too.
Yep, tying it up 1-1. AlannaFey might change her name to Shrimp Fried Rice. We got a bunch of fried rice because they're both cooking here. Chefs in the kitchen with their respective characters, May and Kai. I'm really liking something that I saw at the end of that last round, right? AlannaFey looking to jump up and catch the startup of the air fireball with an air grab, stuff like that. You don't really see too often, but I always appreciate the attempts.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I want to see a bit more layers here from AlannaFey. And also, to be fair, ChickenFriedRice too, right? They're still on that layer 1, trying to figure each other out, getting some of these stray hits like we just saw here, but not enough pressure to really, again, feel comfortable in closing out the rounds here. I love some of these interrupts, though, from ChickenFriedRice. Been consistent on some anti-airs, but again, can we get those confirms to really make it matter here? And that was a counter hit, blocks the DP, No, drops the route in case of the burst just happening. And now we're just trying to keep pressure.
Nice convert. AlannaFey using the offensive burst. I really like what we're seeing here. Using the dolphin. PRC going for the high. Catches the jump there with the vertical dolphin. It's going to be a ton of damage. Wall break to reset to neutral once again. Stun Dipper. Watch your toes. Catching the startup of the dolphin. He's going to run it back. Same situation.
Slice thrown through. Beautiful throw in the air. You called it earlier, looking for those air grabs, especially after PRCs. Right, and we have Shock State applied, but we're out of it. And a 6P, but again, no counter hit. This time a counter hit though for AlannaFey.
And AlannaFey backdash and getting caught with the fireball, leading to state or Shock State being applied to us. Nice, watch your toes once again. AlannaFey's not doing a whole lot of that, unfortunately. Walking back against Kai is strong, but so is that Stun Dipper.
Very nice patience here. Oh, but there's the throw.
Nice, good blocks on the overhead there. We're using the Stun Dipper to sneak our way out of the corner. Burst on the table, but we're not going to use it. We're going to use our DP instead. Scary place to burst, but I respect the attempt. The Dolphin RC. It's gonna lead to a lot of damage. Oki situation here with the beach ball. BRC right back at you. Oki on Oki.
Oh, and there it goes. The projectile hitting AlannaFey and ChickenFriedRice staying on the board here. Winning a lot of scrambles, but AlannaFey is still keeping up the pressure and reaching out for the dolphin to reach. And again, we're gonna force to use that burst here to avoid some damage. The overhead hitting and converting straight into the volleyball. And there we go. We got Roman red Clamsels to go ahead and shatter the wall this time around.
Stun Dipper once again, all reliable. If it's not broke, he ain't gonna try to fix it. Tension on the board over here for AlannaFey. Maybe we might see a YRC. Nope, a PRC trying to grab ChickenFriedRice in the air.
Ooh, and I believe because of that too, did not have meter to go for a more super here. But we have again, this time the PRC working this time around, but burst has been used. Food arc, but command grab, safe jump, YRC, so we're not blocking that. But we still have a burst available here for AlannaFey. Has to be mindful. Chip out damage can happen, but we have the 2S swipe. And ChickenFriedRice leads on the board 2-1.
That ending there was a nail biter. Both players using a bunch of resources, all tension. Burst on one person's end. I was sure we were going to see it on AlannaFey's end, but hey, they had more composure than me because I would have bursted.
Oh, for sure. I think right there, it's those nerves, right? Like, if you're Alanna, you're just trying to guarantee, okay, I have you so close. You have no resources. You have no super meter or tension bar to actually work here. So I can close out, but sometimes when you're so hungry for that, the other opponent just knows how to work with it. So again, great round starts here for Alanna. We're gonna probably see the burst be forced to be used against ChickenFriedRice, and just a short second, just needs that hit here for the command grab. And there you have it. Oh, block the burst! Alanna, you are reading minds tonight.
Nice hard knockdown. Just a sliver of health on ChickenFriedRice's end, but we have so much tension to back us up. Not even necessary. The trade, the 2S, stagger pressure, putting in the work. AlannaFey up around.
Reversal DP. It was a DP slash, so we're gonna see that invincibility. But again, Alanna gonna summon the Orca. Look at that damage, looking very nice. On potential to be able to take back and be on the board for a game 5, but Stun Dipper! You gotta love that move. Gonna come in clutch.
Love it or hate it, it is effective and it is putting in a ton of work this set. The 6P Tyrant Clap. Liking that, leading to a nice situation. We still have Shock Stay and we combo into the super here, leading to board damage. Hard knockdown, same situation. Back to back to back, Saki.
Oh, not gonna be able to burst. I would actually hold on to that and hold on to it. She does. Very good call out there, because again, this is Kai. That's all blockable or rather burst baitable setups right there. So you do want to be mindful, and Alanna was indeed mindful. Does need to win this round though to get to that game 5 that she's looking for. But ChickenFriedRice, we're calling out all the gaps here.
Nice 60, calling out the air attempt, the air approach attempt, I should say. Shot state, but we dolphin out once again. The 3K, we got a stun dipper of our own over on SeaWorld. And
beautiful jump K. This can convert, and she does. Charges up the full anchor. About 25% life left here, but stun dipper comes into play, and she has one shot here. Gonna have to call out for or jump out. Actually, 2 bars of meter to work with. Successful and gets the OTG. We are going to game 5, TNS watchers.
Yeah, that was so scary because if you're ChickenFriedRice, there's a lot of decisions to be made. Do I break the wall here and return to neutral when my opponent has 50 tension and we know they're very comfortable using it to punish anything I might do? Or do I keep the wall and risk a reversal super? Or should I go for something risky like a throw, as we saw here? And unfortunately, AlannaFey was ready to rotate her defensive options with the jump, leading to a game 5.
I love her adaptation here as well. I see a lot of positive, just trying to recover, really going through great conversions. Like we mentioned before, was not strong on the routing beforehand, but now we're seeing some of that consistent Oki set left-right setup right there, but unfortunately gets DP'd right out of it. And now just gotta hold on to this pressure, guess on the wake up, but we stub the food arc, and we're gonna get out of that corner.
Nice, I like this. AlannaFey chasing down ChickenFriedRice, and ChickenFriedRice finds a gap and gets a back throw as well, spending the meter to try and secure a wall break here. We do so. I really like this choice, right? Trying to replenish our resources, looking out for the air throw there. I see you not pressing a button.
A lot of frame kills here, and then just go straight into the far slash. ChickenFriedRice now, potential set point, looking strong, recovering from some of these round starts. But again, Alanna's not going out without a fight. This is Bane. This is Alanna. She's reading. She's making sure you gotta force the interaction, and forces it she does.
Yeah, speaking of forcing all this interaction, look at all those heavy hits that she's doing right here with the 5H. Huge counter hit, trying to bait a burst. Unfortunately, overhead does not connect. DP over on CFD side.
Work with the defense here, just needs to be maintaining of it. Doesn't want to lose too much health, especially with such low health on the side of ChickenFriedRice. You also don't want to lose out on your resources. You want to spend attention, and spend she does. Final game, final round, everyone. I'm telling you, here at TNS, it's always a hype match when you look at how these players go back and forth.
Definitely love that over time, our first matches of the night have just started to be real nail biters, as we're seeing right here. Burst off the table for Alanna already. Risk is cranked up for ChickenFriedRice, so that throw is going to do a ton of damage, leading it to a safe jump. Spending the burst on our end. Alanna still has 50 tension on the board. Catches with a 3K, trying to backdash or something there. Fortunately, drops the combo. The back throw over here, leading into the charge started setup.
Very nice tension. That's gonna allow to catch the backdash. And what a call out! This should be death with the right routing. And the right routing, it is AlannaFey. Going back for, I believe it was a reverse 3-0 almost, or a reverse 2-0.
Has to try so hard to keep Sin out in this matchup, I feel.
I love how we just launched a lore debate in the chat. That's great. Keep on debating the lore of Guilty Gear. But hey, Asuka versus Sin. Talk about two characters that are, I would say, probably the most unique in terms of how they play in Strive, but also just in general how fun they can both be if you know how to trust in the deck of cards, and if you trust in the food for the Sin.
Unfortunately, due to the nerfs, you don't get a combo off of that anymore, but you still get nice pressure. Jumping out with the air dash, setting up our cubes. We're chucking at all our cubes. Red fire, but more. Nice block on the overhead there.
Ooh, I like that 2P, but again, Sasuke was red D, gonna go into Ride the Lightning, and unfortunately gonna get bursted right out of it, was starting that burst before the startup. And then the 5K into the follow-up here. We're gonna get the overhead, catch it through, and kill for the round.
Nice stuff there by Sasuke, turning the tables around when just when we thought that Asuka over here was cooking.
Sending up the faster Q spell, and you're gonna have to hold all of this. Gonna get your guard broken multiple times. This is a lot of Chipp just from that block there, plus the explosion to catch, but no, was too plus. And now you're gonna let Sasuke play the game. Deflect shield though to stop the pressure, and now it's Sasuke trying to get in, but multiple cubes are out. That's also going to create the gravitational cubes and keep Sasuke on the full screen end as Worth are sharp just restocks.
Definitely some tricky stuff. If you're Sasuke full screen, it might have... I think we got the right idea. Don't FD, just maybe look for an opening and fight back when possible. And fighting back is what we're doing right here, spending all of our stamina. We have some tension on the board, but we're gonna choose not to spend it. Give ourselves some time for our stamina to replenish.
And this is going to be very scary here for Worth R Sharp, because again, you have no mana. It's about to come back, but you don't have that shield. It just came back and you're on sliver of health in the ground. That's all Sasuke can right there, as that's going to be the first point on the board.
Sasuke winning both rounds, or snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. Wow, that's a tongue twister.
You know what though? You executed that perfectly. You did that execution was just as good as the execution that Asuka players have to do when they go ahead and summon their spells.
Honestly, you might be right. I think I'm just so amazed with all Asuka players having to manage their test cases, manage their mana, manage their health. There's like 5 resources on the table. I don't think I could play this kind of character. My brain is not big enough.
It's too big brain. I understand completely. You're gonna get the gravitational plus the guard broken, but again, Hunt's gonna come in through. But the full-on beam driver is not gonna hit here. So now it's just restocking on spells. We got multiple cubes on the line, as well as staff to go ahead and really create some mix-up left and right. Just gonna back away just a little bit to restock on those spells. A lot of this test case is focused on amplifying some of the spells here that Asuka has.
Yeah, we have auto reload on deck already. If we manage to find our way out, we find ourselves a teleport, which is very useful for getting out of tricky situations like this corner that we find ourselves in, but we might not even need it. Combo into the super here.
Does scale a bit. Beat driver though, gonna go through the cube. Huge pickup here for Sasuke. Again, still a sliver of health to work with. Just gonna have to be able to pick it up. And we are, thanks to the overhead with the 2K bounce on the wall.
That was some good stuff. We were talking about this right before the set, right? The beat driver might be a very important part of this matchup to break the spells and navigate through the neutral. And right there, Sasuke used it to their advantage to win the round.
We are dealing with those cubes jumping through. It is fully gone now, so the 2D is going to catch. That's going to force the break off here for Sasuke. Again, still a lot of spells to work with. Mana is getting regenerated as we speak. And this is for Worth R Sharp right here. Looking really good. The teleport to get the grab plus the red RC. But no, the cube doesn't connect, so we teleport again. But we're now in the corner and we get hit by the overhead once more.
Oh no.
Oh, this is it. Oh my goodness.
That was so unfortunate, teleporting ourselves into the corner. Maybe might have been a misinput, or maybe we had an idea that we were cooking. Maybe we had a Metron screamer in the back end, because we saw that mix-up workout before, right? Teleport to the corner, air dash out, and kill you for trying to anti-air me. I think we might have been play there, but Sasuke calling it out with the far slash, comboing, breaking the mana shield and everything. That was some good stuff.
Yes, indeed. I do hope to see where Worth R Sharp is trying to make some progress here. Again, I love the ideas. I think it's sort of the consequences of playing Asuka, right? You lose out mana, you lose out on interactions if you're not particular with the spell you're choosing. And it gets really scary with a character or a matchup like Sin where it just takes one hit and it's explosive.
You are absolutely right, and Sasuke is just continuing to do what they've been doing this entire set of just wait for the spell startup and try to beat driver in, try to force our way in there, but without Sharp saying no, thank you, never mind. Sasuke retaliation super breaking the one. Now this is such an unfortunate spot for Worth R here. Full stamina on deck, we got spells, we got 2 Screaming Metrons.
Ooh, that is a lot of health used to try to recover on the mana. Blue RC, though, gets the tap dust. Big pickup here, but no, unfortunate drop. One more shot here for both Asuka and, or rather, Sasuke and Worth R Sharp, but it is the Sin that will close it in.
Yep, tap dust sneaking in there. Very tricky, but an effective tactic. Sasuke pulling out all the stops here to win and spending all the stamina as well. I really like what we're seeing here.
Alright, and the 2D is gonna get the counter hit, but doesn't get the confirm. We get it again though this time. We're gonna seal it with the cubes. But the overdrive does whip. Unfortunate!
Oh, there it is once again. Using everything we have to our advantage. We have some stamina on deck. Try to bait out a air throw. I actually like the attempt there. But Worth R Sharp is not biting. Sasuke using the burst up pretty offensively. Doesn't get much reward off of it, unfortunately.
Okay, we're just gonna let that cube go. That is an overdrive cube, so you cannot take it out. It's gonna stay on the screen, but we get the hit in. That is gonna be a huge wall shatter here for Sasuke. Gonna have to try to make it count, especially being on potential set point. Beak Driver forces the burst. Purple RC, but doesn't hit the cubes. Beak Driver hitting the flame cubes once again, and we get the follow-up for Sasuke.
To Chipp, right? Because Tightrope, being a new move that Chipp got a little bit ago, utilizes some of that high-low, left-right mix-up that, well, normal players might be used to.
Indeed, indeed. And we got, of course, like you mentioned, Kriby on the Goldlewis. Already trying to lock in. Here we go. That's the pressure we were talking about. Goes for the grab plus red RC to drift down. Tether interrupted due to the burst, but we get the counter hit off of the jump. And now that is a wall break.
Yep, wall break on Marvelo's on pretty early on. We have tension to maybe cancel ourselves off of Rekka just like that. We get a double overhead hit. The JD, perfect, seals the deal. The round is over. Kriby not looking super strong, but Goldlewis is an explosive character, so any one decision could turn the tables here.
Beautiful tether pressure. And just blocks here from Kriby, but it's not going to be enough. We're going to definitely keep on playing. Oh my gosh, Marvelo keeps going on the other side of the tether, or rather of the tightrope, to then just get the counter hit. My goodness.
Marvelo is a beast, and we have that positive bonus buff right here. We're going to do a little bit more damage and gain that tension passively. Try to bait the burst in with the Roman cancel and spend the Wild Assault to maybe kill and get a reset there before Kriby got the burst back. Kriby.
Notice that, some apologies, continue, Gumi.
I was like, Kriby not actually getting a chance to use the burst there, but you're holding on to it for just a little long. That's all I was going to say. You go ahead. I want to hear your thoughts.
Oh, I was going to mention 2 things happened there that was very interesting. The first one was the fact that Marvelo going ahead and using Wild Assault to prevent the burst. So that route, I believe, was just going to be unburstable. But also, are we hitting Shuriken in the year of 2025? Is that what we're doing, Marvelo? Really?
Shuriken, definitely a move you don't see super often, but it is very nice whenever it works, right? It's just, it happens to work sometimes. There it did. Kriby seeing that the Goldlewis might not be working out in his favor, so we're swapping over to the Happy Chaos. A matchup that is pretty good for Chaos just because of that low profile 2K that is so strong against Chipp Rusher.
Interesting change, but again, the Goldlewis was just not making any progress here. But like you mentioned, with enough of that low profile, plus of course gunshots to keep into play, like right here, that's gonna help a lot.
Nice combo into the walls flag. Concentrate for some of those resources back. But yeah, right back at you. We're not gonna break the wall before getting super, unfortunately. So we're just gonna have to reset to neutral with Chipp 50 tension.
Beautiful. I love those like short 5K and 2-peak jabs. Those are like your option selects, especially against Chipp, right? Because he's moving so quickly, but you want a low recovery jab to interrupt the momentum that Marvelo's are getting from those moments. So this time around though, Marvelo is going to be able to wall shatter and back to neutral. Here we go. Great defense, but unfortunate that the grab gets whiffed.
Nice tightrope, but he's baiting at the 6P, or maybe just getting another counter hit up there. Not sure what the button might have been. Kriby not opting to spend the burst here, saving it for the last round of this game here. Nice combo off of 2K2D. The bread and butter recovers some of that concentration. Louisville Slugger into the wall break. I like what I'm seeing here.
Okay. The 2D gets through, but the backdash plus the throw, that's going to be a wall bounce here for Kriby to actually go ahead and get the overdrive for the hard knockdown. Full resources on deck. We got burst, we got meter, we got concentration meter, and we got everything right here.
Yeah, Marvelo has a DP to just spend over here. Kriby as well, spending the burst, opting to try to get Marvelo off of him. Nice IB, and then wow, that was crazy! The IBFD pushing Marvelo far out, and the 2S hitting the clone, thinking Marvelo, he got hit, and because the main Chipp didn't get hit, got gold burst, so it was that was a lot. That was a lot of micro interactions there. Either way, Kriby navigated that pretty well. Marvelo, a little bit with the panic burst there, not trying to go down, or not trying to even up the games here. Kriby bringing up 1-1.
I love that that change has helped quite a bit here for Kriby. It looks like that the change was needed. We saw more interactions that were in Kriby's favor, which is really good. And then, of course, just being able to keep up with what Marvelo was dishing out. So going in 1-1, it's always this game number 3 that's going to be a telling tale into how much sweat's going to be going out.
This is that 5K again. Dropping the curse on top of Marvelo. Marvelo dropping the Rekkas on top of Kriby once again. Not once, but twice, and a burst mate to set up the tightrope. Look at these combos, Saki.
Oh yeah, these combos cooking. All right, there's the shots. I'm gonna go ahead and go into the overdrive, picking it up. But no, it gets blocked. It was too low, and we're gonna see Marvelo go for the punish.
Super unfortunate drop over on Kriby's end. Maybe it was nerves, maybe it was an execution error. Nonetheless, Marvelo is taking advantage of the fact it ties it up.
Right, tightrope was out, but it's gone now. Gonna have to charge up on concentration. Low on that concentration, fully back now. 2 bullets in play here. Gonna have to reload at some point. We're gonna go ahead and get the curse ball plus the tap dust. Again for the perfect here for Kriby.
Kriby banging out the perfects. Super strong, the whiff shot, super unfortunate. Marvelo was ready to catch the roll. They're dashing right at it. Confirming the Rekkas into the super, the old Chipp, Zanuff, bread and butter. Hard knockdown. No setting up the tightrope though. I really like that decision. Just going for the offense instead. Taking advantage of the hard knockdown and taking advantage of the fact that Kriby is backdashing with getting a damaging combo that doesn't kill, unfortunately.
Oh no! And we have the interrupt off of it! Anti-airs, that's the first use! But there it is. There we go. We got the hit in. It's all fine, guys. We're chilling. We're not panicking. Marvelo got this 2-1 right now.
Marvelo was so composed there. I like that. Sending out the Gamma Blade just to see if we're going to block it. And in that case, we did block it, but didn't spend any attention to FD. So we got chipped out, unfortunately. Putting Marvelo 2-1 over Kriby.
Very nice. And we're going to see Kriby. Again, I really see Kriby trying to make some adjustments. I think there's a little bit of these drops that are they're not as consistent, but when they happen, they hurt Kriby's chances here, right? So definitely we're gonna have to see how that works here. Blue Wild Assault to go ahead and keep that pressure going, but DP on the wake up.
Nice Gamma Blade, not hitting that one, unfortunately. Tapdust finds the mark. Kriby taking time to gain some concentration back. Tried a deflection, but got Wild Assault instead. Marvelo mixing up the inputs over here on Kriby's end. Wall, get that hard knockdown positive bonus. Gonna fill up on those resources. 6 POS. Kriby did not realize that we are out of bullets. This is so unfortunate. Such a bad spot for Kriby. Marvelo once again just taking advantage, and we take the round as well.
Mismanagement on resources. It's been more noticeable in these last couple of patches for Happy Chaos, because again, a lot of those routes are going to be harder to reload bullets on. So with that being said, you gotta be mindful. And again, we're gonna go for the route. We get the counter hit here thanks to the K. And once more, we're gonna try to go for a tap dust continuation here, but Marvelo is just playing good defense.
Nice IBFD. Unfortunately, we weren't ready for the overhead. We had meter to back it up and make it plus. Marvelo try to go for a cheeky left, right. Kriby ready with the 6P. Bullets, no bullets on deck. So we can't get a combo here. This is really, really bad for Kriby. Here we have tension on deck for a super. We're going to use it. The Zansen. More than enough damage. Marvelo taking it over Kriby 3-1 to make it into top 24 winners side. RedIAmNot. Red had a little bit of a Nago phase recently, actually, because of some matchups stuff. You felt like Nago might have been better, but seemingly that doesn't seem to be the case anymore, especially with the matchup like Faust at Roiyariti.
This is Faust.
Yeah, I love me some Faust. 8 air taunts is the name. Nice IPs on the far side and a 2H. Keeping the pressure going. I like that backdash there on the 862. But the other 862 finds X mark and the burst will as well.
Oh, this is not good here. Plus Behemoth Typhoon, and then on top of that, yep, we get the counter hit. You know, Faust is already endangered. RedIAmNot. Let's be nice here, please. We don't want to make the Faust players go extinct.
Meteors on deck. We might see some Goldlewises go extinct as they find their mark. Mini Faust as well, dropping down from the skies. Mix. Nice block on the mix up. 2K2D as well over on RedIAmNot side. Leaves the hard knockdown. The Aurora Borealis will also find its mark. RedIAmNot taking full advantage here of the mix-ups.
Right. Trades here on the counter. RedIAmNot clashing. And we have the fast PRC cancel that's going to be able to convert. Should be able to get the wall shatter and does so. Reset to neutral, and now you gotta watch out for this laser. And as I say that, just gets hit with the shoulder punch.
I really like what we saw there, right? We saw RedIAmNot jump back, go for the burn it down, and we saw what seemed to be a random Behemoth Typhoon, but a strategy that Faust players typically do is K-Crow, PRC, like you just saw right before that, to teleport and maybe get a grab. I think RedIAmNot was preemptively calling that out, and Roy knew that they couldn't just do that for free. They would surely get killed for it.
Indeed, and shout out to Gilded for becoming a member of the YouTube. Welcome. Oh, we got the command grab.
Man grab is very scary to get hit by. We're gonna get some high lows, and the high is the option it's going to hit.
Afro gets set out. We do have to avoid the Skyfish. And there is Mix. But no confirm from the command grab. RedRC, we still get the bounce though.
Lots of spaghetti here. We have Afro on Roy, so we're not gonna be able to block these fuzzies that might be coming up here. Combo went too long. Afro went away, but RedIAmNot is taking to the skies to chase Roy.
Triple RC keeps it all safe. Guard break. Very scary right here. Red RC, but we blocked, but not the mix. And RedIAmNot's gonna keep hold on to that burst.
Super tricky, trying to take advantage of the fact that they might have been slightly minus, but RedIAmNot unfortunately got caught out. Bar slash counter hit. Really encourages Red to burst out into the corner. Running downtown into a command grab. Once again, we see ourselves in a high-low situation. We didn't actually go for any.
Blue RC tries to get the overhead, picks it up this time around, uses that damage here, and Skyfish goes out, and yup, we're gonna just swipe through it. It's a checkmate situation.
Scary spot to be in. Just pressing the buttons. 5H catches the 684 startup. We're playing ping pong with the bombs here. But I'm not approaching slowly, but gets caught out by the mini Faust. Our child is navigating the neutral forest security gauge. I like that, spending the extra security gauge to hit the bomb, and we're spending the Behemoth Typhoon there to hit mini Faust. Now look at this. How do you navigate all this?
Okay, big pickup here from RedIAmNot, and that seals the deal for a 2-0.
2-0. Explosive start and an explosive run that Red is having, I should say. Roy not seeming to find the ground they're looking for and making the most of the offensive situations they're creating. We get the command grabs, but we're not getting the most reward off of them.
We're going right back into it. Roiyariti, not going to take a minute, wants to be able to go with the flow here. Okay. Slight jabs here to interrupt and catch, and there's that punish that Roiyariti was looking for. Gonna mix away, but Fortune's still going to get counter hit there. Forced to use the burst.
Drone. Fortune set down. Gets caught with the recovery there, and we're gonna run up and get another command grab. Now's the time to make the most of something here. JD finds its mark. Oh, we don't have the Afro, so that JK is not gonna hit. But that's super well. Gonna lead into some decent damage here. Hard knockdown, positive bonus. Gives us the time to refresh our resources. Definitely what Roy is gonna want with a high damaging character, like playing against a high damage character like Goldlewis.
Not a bad start to the momentum that Roiyariti is trying to take advantage of. Look at all of this pressure, by the way. Talk about just non-stop. Has to keep going. Also took all of that damage from guard breaks, but no, not what Roiyariti was looking for. Talk about just a couple of hits, and the kneecaps were broken.
Down to our potential final round. RedIAmNot is looking strong, and Roy spending the burst here. Gold bursting to try to avoid the guard cross situation there. That was not such a committal option, but I respect it nonetheless. A.B.A on the 2D leads us to this situation where we can run up, and running up Roy does, gets the command grab. Once again, we're in a high-low situation.
I think that was just a walk-up too. We're gonna go straight into reversal. So not only would that have been blocked, we were so confident we're gonna reversal super back to the reversal super.
Alright, so it's the command grab once again. We have tension, a combo off of any stray hit that we may get here.
Gosh, and it's the winner, Roiyariti, gonna be able to stay alive. and take it all the way home. Now we have this final round, still potential set point for RedIAmNot, as Roiyariti is really trying their best to make it through.
Nice IBs there. I like the adaptation there from Roy. Recognizes the red, will always IB the 2H, and then press a Behemoth Typhoon. And now we wowed us with the frame trap there. Look at the reward off of that. Steps on the banana peel. Mixed hole in one will find its mark. We set out a trumpet. Lots of things on the field right now. Red backdashing into the trumpet. Unfortunately, we don't get a combo off of it.
Still help, but I've seen it before here for RedIAmNot though.
Oh, the Keiko PRC, the thing that Red was looking for all set, has finally come out, and it finally works. Game 3 into it. And Roy taking advantage of the fact that maybe they may have not been ready for it this time. Secure that game, leading us to another game 4.
Scoop them and eat them. That's exactly what not Rouse. I've combined Roy and Faust together. What Roy does. That's a new one. Next time, change your name to Rouse, Roy. It'll work out for you.
FD super jumps over the 5H that time. No hard knockdown due to the recent changes of Air Behemoth Typhoons.
There we go. That's a big pickup, and all shattered to boot as well.
Ooh. 6H counter hit, huge. Unfortunately, we're a little too far. Whoa, there's more adaptations there. We were just talking about how Roy would use Blue Auto stuff, but this time opted for S-Crow and no PRC.
Laser coming through, and the dust, but not gonna be able to launch. Roy was ready.
That extra hit stop from the mini Faust.
White Wild Assault, but just blocking. Oh, we caught the backdash. Nice.
Yeah, opting to break the wall here. Very unfortunate. Maybe we wanted to keep it. Red has a little bit of tension. Ready for it. Oh my goodness. I think that was a Wild Assault input that got turned into the Flex Shield because the S-Crow reversed the input there for Red.
I think you're absolutely correct on that one. Knowing Red probably was trying to call out for that White Wild Assault, but the Flex Shield was definitely not the way to go. And look at that counter hit here. And there's the dash up grab. It goes for the reset this time. Wants to be able to kill on these next couple of touches. And should be able to. Faultless defense tension used up quite a bit. There it goes again. Faultless defense, but you're not gonna have enough to be able to hold it all.
Once again, seeing ourselves in a potential set point. RedIAmNot putting pedal to the metal. Counter hit 684. What a huge counter hit there. Leaving Red to pull up there.
Okay, Red RC, and then there's the low. That's gonna force the burst.
Link. Dash blocking in. I like what we're seeing here from both players. Spending some of that security gauge to buy some time to give ourselves some tension. And we have it on deck. Now what do we do with it? We go for the overhead. Once again, is that Behemoth Typhoon putting in so much work. And we're going to see a closeout. Another set here for RedIAmNot. Taking it 3-1 over Roy.
A little bit touched in this last bracket. It's going to still be quite a bit of a grind here for Marvelo to especially be able to secure a top 8 spot against DomiWurld, who's a really great Sin.
Definitely one of the better Sins in North America right now. And we're going to see a clash of two Titans fighting for the top 8 qualifier spot. Burst off the table for both players immediately. 6P finds its mark. It's a counter hit as well.
backs away just a little bit, tries to OS with the short kick jabs. There's the 2D counter hit, huge for Marvelo, and we'll be able to kill here.
Shadow Clone Jutsu finds the mark. Slash marks the end of the round. Domi up 1.
Ooh, the overhead and the jump in to follow up. Not going to be able to burst out of any of that. Reset back to neutral.
Oh, nice pick up there from the max range 2H. I wasn't sure if that was going to pick up the super clean hit. Look at that damage off of that 8-hit combo.
Oh, another 2D, and we're gonna go for the tether setup, but the burst happens before the burst bait. And look at Domi trying to grab on Chipp's tether. No. On that type rope, that's Chipp. That is Chipp's land right there.
The skies are his when tightrope is available, and so is the ground when you have that 2D putting in crazy amounts of work. We didn't get to mention the usage of it last Marvelo set, but 2D recently got a really big buff where that button is all red, and right there we just saw how strong it can really be in round star situations, especially if you have meter to back it up like that to secure a kill.
Indeed. And Domi gonna hop right back on to the station with the Sin again. You know, what would you say, Gumi, is something that Domi's gonna need to do in this situation?
I would honestly say you just have to somehow do a ton of damage without spending all of your stamina, as we actually just saw right now, right? Opting to spend the burst gauge for Wild Assault. That way we can have stamina available for a mix-up after the reset. I think that might be the plan to capitalize on that reset to really try and secure a kill.
Indeed. That blue RC is gonna be what's gonna keep pressure. You get the grab, OTG, and another grab, but it's teched. And this time Domi's doing the grab and goes for the frame kill. We're gonna get the counter hit. Should be able to kill Marvelo, and does so.
Yeah, more than enough damage there. Huge counter hits. 2H finds the mark, gets a pickup up there with the 2K. That's a lot of damage with a lot of stamina left over as well. Domi sitting really nicely here in this post-wall break position.
Marvelo trying to recover and recuperate that position. But we got the fast RC for the movement in the air. There it goes. Wall break off of the overdrive. Dash up, and what a bait out of the DP. Beautiful stuff from Domi. That was textbook. Hey, how do you bait out a DP? That right there. Dash up and block.
Yep, and a nice punish as well. Not giving that counter hit close slash doing more than enough damage, right? Not giving Marvelo a chance to actually burst out. Very nice stuff there. Just like it's very nice of all of you at home to redeem those match arena codes. Guys, you guys are doing a wonderful job at them. We only have 2 left. Takes about 10 seconds. I believe in us. Let's knock this out together.
There's the overhead with the counter. Sets up tether, and we're gonna be able to get the burst away from Domi. And on top of that, trying to keep on pressure in the mid-screen. Tightrope setup again, but DP calls through.
Burst over on Marvelo's, and no stamina on Domi's side of the screen. Okay, almost converted off of the stray air hit. Opting not to spend the stamina there. I really like that. Give us some time to actually refill. Now we are filled. The time is now. Domi, you gotta make something happen. And the hook step into the throw.
5K into the 2D. Blue RC, but good defense here and patience from Marvelo. And the anti-air, but no hit confirmed off of the DP, but it's Domi's DP that lands the hidden beak driver plus the follow-up on the elk step into grab, and Domi takes the round.
The utilization of the Gazelle steps have been really nice here over from Domi's end. Sneaking them in to get some extra bit of throw damage. Really like it. JK, JK, JD. Yo, what is this combo? I've never seen this before. It's how you know a player is super familiar with their character. They bring out all the niche combos that you don't typically see online or in most places. Marvelo, keeping it simple though. Going for a 6H wall break for maximum damage without any meter spins.
Oh, and there we go. The overhead, big pickup here. Domi not biting the bait for the burst. Fully believes in the confidence. Beat driver, purple RC right in the nick of time. And Marvelo goes down up right now here. Domi is 2-1.
I really like that Domi taking advantage of the fact that that is a very nice spot to burst. So we PRC'd, sneak it in there. Why not? If it works, it works. And if it doesn't, I probably still get a combo if the pushback isn't too hard there.
Right, here we have Domi looking super strong against Marvelo. And Marvelo on the cusp of trying to make it into top 8, but the Domi Sin definitely making it tough.
First over on Marvelo's and IBFD gives an opportunity to escape the corner, but Marvelo chases and encourages Domi to use the burst in return. Huge counter hits there. Really liking what we're seeing, ending off in the Rekka 2. Finds the gap, gets the DP, spending some of that stamina for a better Oki position. 5P anti-air converts into the super.
Look at that damage. Enough to help out with the deficit. 1 to 2 good touches, but the throw gets whipped, and that's going to be an overdrive for the side of Marvelo.
Super
Domi
does
still
have
alive.
not enough though. Nice pickups there. Wow, that was a crazy conversion of utilizing the JKs. And we're gonna spend 100 tension there for that super follow-up. You don't typically see it, but DomiWurld brings them out of the corner just so we can get that extra bit of damage.
Talk about routes. That pickup was indeed insane. We blocked the overhead. Huge opportunity here for Domi, and the combo keeps on going with the route. Beak driver on top of the fact that we get the grab. We do not bait out the DP. However, 2P forced the burst here off of Marvelo, and the counter hit. Domi seals it. 3-1 qualifies for top 8 here. Mouqui on the Ramlethal, Lurry on the Faust, one of the endangered Faust species, by the way.
It's watching a Faust play is like just encountering a shiny Pokemon. Like, you never really see it these days, but it's always a treat whenever it happens. Right, tossing out mini Faust outright. 2H finds the mark, confirming into Wild Assault. Beautiful awareness from Larry.
Guard crush over and over here. Trying to get out of this corner and try to jump, but we actually avoid the tap dust. And what a jump call out, finally getting it, but the command grab does whip.
Nice, I'm liking the 2H once again, confirming off of it. Getting that wall break.
Right, there goes Rock. Mouqui trying to stay alive here. That's a huge overhead. Doesn't get the extension off the Red RC, just closes the gap. But another Red RC doesn't connect, not being able to launch. And now Mouqui getting the counter hit, but the ball is still there. You gotta be careful when you put the grab to keep it in business. Dash cancel to 2K2D. And again, Guard Crush blocks the YRC, and Mouqui was ready for it every single time.
That was such a scary mind game there, right? And Mouqui just debated on going, or actually just declared, I'm gonna go for a second throw. I don't care if that bomb is there. It's an insane amount of bravery there. Lurry tossing another bomb immediately. Potassium is on the field. We're gonna air dash over it. Mouqui does not care.
How about that left-right cross up? We're going into full lasers to get the damage. And OTG on top of Nah, Mouqui, you confirmed off of that. That's insane.
Getting a combo off of that was insane. And Lurry mixing up the crows here was also insane. We got tons of items on deck. They're gonna break the wall immediately. Unfortunately, leaving Mouqui with the 100-meter post wall break, leading to a super Roman cancel here, as we saw. Burst not on the table anymore for Lurry. The odds are against him. The 2K anti-air. We're gonna spend burst over on Mouqui's and in the mistime. Beanie's gonna let Lurry get a back throw. That was so scary.
The hero burst, unfortunately not being a hero, woke up and grabbed Lurry's side off the recovery. And now this is Lurry, gets to try to go for the jump dust, but Mouqui says, nope, this is my corner now. I own this corner. Just blocks into the overdrive. Mix. Gonna try to get the wall break, and we do. Lurry still has a lot of health that they gotta take down under.
Very scary here. Nice deflect shield. I like that, trying to minimize our RPS. Pose, sword toss, but the throw will still find its mark. Unfortunately, Mouqui taking the first round. Very scary though, back and forth, lots of interaction there, but Lurry seems to still be fighting his footing.
This is a tough matchup for Faust too, because again, so many opportunities for Ram to just hit onto Faust because of those hitboxes. And it's really, like, Lurry has to be the one to extend quite a bit. So now we'll see how Lurry's adaptation will go. Also, shout out to Lurry putting the sponsor tag for SQXL. Talk about support your locals right there.
Absolutely, one of our finest players that we have. We're definitely seeing why, right? Definitely playing the defense game really strong here, blocking all the 3 Rekkas and choosing not to press after, recognizing that we are plus. Whoa! Okay, I like that the PRC doesn't bait out a burst, but gets a gold burst instead, but they being barely minus. Lurry still able to get a 5P there. Now we got a command grab, high-low. What's it gonna be? It's gonna be another grab. Pulling out all the stops. Lurry going for safe offense rather than risky mix-up. And a 2K anti-air catching the flip out of the corner. Positioning around Rock Trumpet. Kara mix for maximum corner carry. And JP talk to him, get that wall break. Positive bonus on the table here for Lurry, topping up on those resources. I really like what we're seeing here. We have almost 100 tension, so maybe we can go for a super Roman cancel here.
And there we have it. Yep. Beautiful stuff here from Lurry. That's what we were expecting for quite a minute here. And talk about the extension, but doesn't get the final hit confirm, but we actually stopped the flip going.
Now you're in Faust domain expansion. You're just throwing a bunch of items. Bomb on screen, and Lurry super jumps to get it out of Mouqui's vision and gets chipped out by that. I'm not sure if it was a hit or it was a chip out scenario, but nonetheless, it was very scary. Lurry tying it up 1-1.
I almost feel like it was actually the bomb hitting Mouqui right there. So I think it was an actual hit that was just still in the air and was not blocked.
You might be right on that. But it was scary, the situation after, because even if we had lived, that Afro was ignited, so Lurry was gonna pull up, and you just have to hold the high-low mix-up, or even the strike throw that was gonna follow suit.
Now it's Mouqui who's going to have to figure out how we're going to win game number 3, as well as Lurry to maintain that momentum. But Tap Dust comes into play just in case. Was going to try to call out the burst, but no burst is going to be delivered just yet.
Not the best punish on the throw, but we find our own Afro. Afro is ignited, yet leading to another strike throw situation. Mouqui thought it was best to burst. I kind of have to agree. K-Crow PRC. The Lurry special bomb on Bombs on deck.
But no bomb is gonna land here. And that is gonna be Mouqui, who's gonna get the Mortal Bato. Not enough to kill though. And we have the safe jump into the
Unfortunate.
Alright, dash cancels. Deflect shield goes out. Oh, but we have the hit on the air-to-air. 2K, 2D. Dash cancels off of the Rekka, but Lurry was backdashing. Now bananas. Get the banana split. Both of them got the banana split now.
Banana split, but only one of them is gonna need to go to the hospital, and it is Mouqui. We're going to the next area of the stage. Hard knockdown here for Lurry. Bar slash coming out, but we backdash it. So just gonna go for that corner carry hard knockdown option. YRC, get off of me, but Mouqui, no fear in their heart. They're flip kicking in and in and in constantly. Gotta wonder, what's the adaptation that Lurry has to make here to beat this?
I think it's right here. Just trust in the RNG. Trust in the RNG. Trust in RNG Jesus, and you're gonna be able to succeed, and that is it. There's the jump dust.
Yeah, seeming like whenever Lurry gets ahead of the curve, we gotta start throwing these items and pray to RNG Jesus, like you mentioned, that we get the stuff we need.
Alright, sword is out. Guard crush over and over. The Rekka doesn't land on the first hit, so Lurry's gonna try to claw their way out. And there's the throw.
Beautiful air throw landing into the afro. Unfortunately though, Mouqui was not anticipating that. Lurry gonna get them a lot of corner carry, and we're gonna get a back throw as well. Most unfortunate for Lurry. Deflect shield's the option we choose though.
Oh no, Lurry's dead here. Yep, there's the 5K ender. And now Mouqui sits on the lead of 2-1.
Lurry fans in chat, they're sending the energy. All the tricks are not used yet. I know Lurry's got something, but Mouqui just keeping it straightforward. Doesn't really seem to be going past the layer 1, seeing as Lurry hasn't really crawled his way and earned his spot into layer 2. Mouqui, yeah, doing a lot of very scary strike throw here.
Yeah, you know, I'm so glad you mentioned that, Gumi. A lot of layer 1 shenanigans here, especially on the side of Mouqui. This really just keeps down to pressure and just staying clean here. But Lurry was getting that counter hit, forced the burst. There's the 5K, but gets knocked out in the air with the 6B. Okay, dash cancels into the Rekka. The throw gets whipped. This is a big pickup here for Lurry, who's gonna go ahead and teleport in. Red Wild Assault, mix, 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 and blocks the Mortal Bato for the kill.
Very beautiful save jump, executed wonderfully by Lurry. Now, we are just one round from maybe tying it up here. Mouqui's got to put pedal to the metal if they want to close out this set. Rekka pressure, resets, finds a gap. Lurry's mashing, unfortunately. Oh, resets on resets on resets. Sword toss, baiting the throw out. Lurry getting open up in the windshield wipers. Ton of damage to break the wall.
Here's the overhead for the perfect Mouqui potential set point. Lurry's got to do everything they can, but oh no, there's the counter hit. Deflect shield,
Nice.
but still.
That
Trumpet.
Tatus finds its mark. Rekka. Sword toss does drop, unfortunately. We're mashing far slash. Mouqui seems to have found the answer in this matchup. You can't care what Faust is doing.
That's the extra bar too, right after this overdrive, but it's gonna wall shatter. And that is gonna be a hard knockdown here for Lurry. One touch. Deflect shield. Oh, and there it is, the cancel, and Lurry's big brain right here. Gonna be taking it to game number 5.
All the okay, that That was a crazy turnaround of that round. You see all the Lurry fans in chat popping up with the ones next to their name. Unk still got it, says chat. I think he might.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna be going in game number 5 for that 5-5 match, as everybody in chat is saying.
Right. Gets hit by the sword toss explosion. Most unfortunate. It seems like Mouqui was going for a throw, and Lurry confirms a 2H with a wild assault of his own. Sending the tension for Mortabato, breaking the wall, hard knockdown, positive bonus the game.
Backdashes away. Mix. But Lurry using that burst for a hero burst, no less. Believes in the trumpet, believes in the command grab. And that's going to be the safe jump in. Fire set onto the Afro, wall bounce combo plus the 100-ton. And you're close to the wall breaking, but no tap dust. And 5k ender. Mouqui back on potential set point.
Did that just hit behind Ramlethal? I might have missaw that, but Mouqui using flip kick. Very strong tool to escape the Faust pressure here, as we're seeing. Catching the backdash there, spending the Roman cancel, maybe trying to bait out a burst, but just a little too early on it. Now we have no tension to go into this neutral situation with.
Lurry gonna try to make it through. Has to be careful, has to get that one hit, and does so with the 2K. Final round, folks, here. Go ahead and let us know who's your hero, who's your champion.
Sound
and cheer them on.
Yep, sound off in the chat, guys. We know you guys are going crazy right now, just as that bomb was, and that burst was as well. Putting Lurry into the corner, deflect shield. Not finding its mark, but Ondo comes out, maybe a miss input over on Mouqui's end. This could be what Larry needs, and the meteor wall round bounce gives him an extra bit of damage. Mouqui finding her way out of the corner. Nice block on the tap dust. Sword toss is also blocked.
The 2K into the throw. This is dangerous. Blue RC tries to survive. YRC onto the red wall assault, but it's the 2P from Lurry. A matchup like this, Gumi.
Needed for what character? I feel like it changed this drastically, right? Because if you're on Sin, I feel like you kind of have to play the same way you would play against Asuka, right? Taking advantage of the minions, giving you extra hit stop. But there, as we saw, RPS is introduced with the shield command, leaving you taking damage and putting you in guard crush.
Okay. We have guard crush, but we got the throw from Joe Brownie, and that's a minion setup. Here we go. This is where it gets dangerous. Yup, you can't run out of there. You can just go ahead and summon, and we're gonna be able to get the charged dust as a punish. And there you have it. We got full dust combos, people. And another one, but you're gonna get RTL right there. URC and the kick.
Going into the second round, Joe Brownie sounding pretty strong. We got a charged dust, the first one of the night. A DP punish as well. We got the minions on deck, catching the back dash is Sasuke, looking a little lost in the neutral right now, trying to find our ground, find our footing in these dangerous waters.
He does miss off of the hit, does get the 2K, but the minion doesn't fall down quick enough. And that's going to be another RTL that he's going to dish out on.
Call command might have been a miss input over on Joe Brownie's end. Nonetheless, we're confirming 2K 2D into the super for maximum wall carry. Nice IBFD pushing out, reducing the RPS afterwards.
Ooh, a bit of a stutter. Oh, okay. We're going right back into it, though. Trying to pick up something here with the 2K2D. Does get the left-right out of the corner and back into control, but DP to call out the minion. Both players still with burst, by the way. Purple RC right now. And stagger off with the 2K RTL. Does this give you enough time to block? Yes! Gonna have to use Purple RC. And now there's the burst there from Joe Brownie.
Yeah, Joe Brownie spending the burst might seem like a hero burst, and it might just be, but we're close. We have 50 tension, so any super or any amount of pressure we get could be attack command super, and the 6P on defense is crazy, but I respect it.
Oh, we baited it beautifully done there from Joe Brownie to call out the DP.
That was nuts. A second DP bait, like you mentioned. The first round, very pivotal in securing Joe Brownie the round, and the second one actually just secures the game. Super scary stuff there. Maybe might want to reconsider it, right? It might make Sasuke reconsider the DP points in which they actually do it. Are we going to do it at the beginning of pressure? Or are we not going to do it at all? What about reverse super? What are our options? It's a lot to think about here.
You know, and you kind of talked about it earlier. What is exactly needed in this situation for Joe Brownie, in this case, to win against Sin, and for Sasuke to also win here as well too, right? So we saw here that even though there was a couple of close calls for Joe Brownie, a lot of baits, especially utilizing Minion in this type of matchup.
The minions are definitely the key to victory, so is maintaining the stamina gauge. Both players, on top of navigating neutral or running their offense, have to navigate a second resource on top of everything else. It's really impressive when you're fighting two characters like this.
That's a throw, gets the OTG, and again, pressure. Also, just blocks defense. Very much a big thing here for both players, but we have the counter hit that forces the burst off of Sasuke.
Nice. Counter hit bar slash, encouraging the burst there. Now we're full screen once again, trying to BRC slingshot our way over, but Joe Brownie demanding that you stay on the corner.
Okay, bar is broken. Here's the jump K. And, okay, side switch, but we've got a pickup big there. Not going to be able to fully hit confirm after the ender, but a great push close to the corner. And Minions, death right here by Minion.
Yeah, not having a lot of wall damage definitely led to a lot more damage there from the minions clashing onto each other. The defense command coming in clutch.
Ooh, that's a whiff throw, and that's going to have to be used for the burst here from Sasuke. Again, just blocks. Joe Brownie getting opened up by the overhead.
Try to mash on the overhead that time, leading to a trade. Cow, wow, the close slash actually anti-airy. Nice IBFD and nice block on the overhead return. The Wild Assault finds the mark, leads to a minion getting set up guarantee. Scary spot to be in, you definitely don't want to block it. And now Joe Brownie sitting comfortably, keeping Sasuke keeping it.
Dashes out of the corner. Joe Brownie having to do double jump, and then Sasuke using purple RC. This is going to be hit confirmed in RTL. And does for the kill.
More than enough damage. Didn't even need the 100%. Didn't need that extra 50 tension.
Minions to support. Gonna throw out the third minion, but gets counter hit after the summon. Now it is just stagger pressure here. 5k, but not going to get the 2D follow-up right afterwards. So we're going to get Servant Kick, and now minions are there, plus the defensive minions, just in case Sasuke presses on them.
The danger penalty is now on the table. We're so far back from Jacko, but getting punished from it. DP actually finding its mark this time around. A risk that Sasuke was willing to take, and a risk that was well rewarded as we get a combo here to break the wall, it looks like.
So Brownie's still alive, and on the reset neutral side, he's gonna have to use Jump Dust and really take advantage of the minions here. Purple RC gets the grab, that's a setup right now. And DE though to stop it, still a sliver of help, forced to use the burst. Again, you are on this last round. You want to try to use that resource and take back what you can, but gotta be careful of DP. There it is, and that's a punish. Be careful of burst, but now it's used.
Joe Brownie, that was scary because the L cut is coming your way and clipping your toes, even when you're in the skies. That was such a comeback from Sasuke, and we could definitely see why they're potentially going to qualify for top 8 here. Both these players, 1-1, one game apiece, fighting tooth and nail to see who gets up there.
This is gonna be a back and forth fight for sure. I love that Joe Brownie's really trying their best to just try countering and calling out some of these DPs, because if there's anything that this matchup makes it harder for Jacko is those reversals.
Stamina there to maintain our plus frames. We're gonna spend our tension here as well to get damage, and Oki with the clean hit. Look at that red up there. Seeing the 3D. Yeah, beautiful. Catching up, we still got a bunch of minion juice on reserves. We have a lot to use here. Sasuke playing the neutral a little slower, maybe just trying to find the gaps in the pressure to try and run in, and we do so, but Joe Brownie was a little ready for it. Now Sasuke is back to square one.
Right, 6P, minions to come through. We got the sandwich situation. Great blocks here though from Sasuke. Dash canceled afterwards, but we're not going to get the opening we need. A lot of servant meter being used. There's the servants going out. D. Oh, does this get blocked? It was a backdash right after. No, it does not. We were still in the air. And that was full death.
Wow. Just barely not breaking the wall there. Joe Brownie gets the opportunity to spend that extra tension and do some even more damage. Staggering our pressure, trying to bait out another DP. Maybe a little too hard. Maybe leaving some gaps for Sasuke to take advantage of.
Okay, trying to find a gap there, but it is servant kick. Yep, we're gonna hold on to that burst. It is a route that you cannot really burst out of, but there's the red RC plus minion, and we're gonna try to hold on to it as much as possible for that burst meter to go into this next round.
I like that choice there. Right? Maybe save it for a more lethal part of the round. 2P interrupts the big driver.
Great defense, finally blocking that overhead. And look at that, mashing the 5K just in case. Keep on trying me. I'm going to try to OS that. But shoutouts to Sunny D for raiding with the party of 8. And shoutouts to your run, friend, going here and making it all the way to top 24.
That's 5P to cash the recovery there of the air dash, making Joe Brownie block, but Joe Brownie seems to not care. Neither does Sasuke. DP right back at you, and we're baiting the super. Nice 6H there. Gets the punish and gets the game as well. Sasuke taking it up over Joe Brownie 2-1, inching closer to that top 8 spots we were talking about earlier.
Love the adaptations from Sasuke. I also love that we're seeing more of an aggressive reversal, especially with that overdrive like RTL. And Jacko doesn't have a lot of guts to work with, so you gotta be able to really take out Joe Brownie there.
Working hard, he is being very patient in the neutral. It's one thing I'm appreciating a lot. Sasuke is definitely okay with just sitting back and waiting for Joe Brownie to expend the resources, even if it means taking a bunch of chip damage in the process.
There we go. Starting for the staggers. All minion pressure, by the way. Repeat. And there's the deflect. Yup. Gonna be able to launch and keep that corner going.
There's attack command, finding the mark. We're just setting up right back again. Watch your toes, because it's an Elysium driver coming your way. Might be a lot of damage with that extra wall break. Alright, spending. I like that. Spending the extra tension we have, secured the kill, not leaving it up to chance. Joe Brownie up around.
the stomp, and then the close slash to follow right afterwards. Tries to get to X stealth in, but Joe Brownie forcing to hold on to that DP. And talk about the slightest of float from Sin's jump D to then get the full-on overdrive on the wall shatter.
Simple medias will do the job, and now SauceQue is on set point. Joe Brownie's got to pull some tricks up their sleeve, or out of their sleeve, I should say. Stamina efficient combo here to break the wall, leaving Joe Brownie with just a little over 30%. Positive bonus is on deck.
6P, and because of 6P on minion, that gets to be recovered fast, a lot longer. So you gotta be mindful of that. And then of course, the DP again is gonna catch Joe Brownie off guard. Slight staggers here, purple RC, and then now the 6P reaches Jacko this time, and you get the grab, and SauceQue is going to top 8. You don't ever have to pay premium for your glasses ever again. You're always gonna get reimbursed as long as you make sure you're within your budget. Big brain right there. RedIAmNot versus Akeno. Here we go. Goldlewis versus Ramlethal.
The air behemoth typhoon, unfortunately not finding its mark, but the burst getting Akeno off of red, and likewise from Akeno. Huge counter hits, being able to combo off of it meterlessly above that recently Goldlewis got.
Yeah, you won't be able to get the hard knockdown like you're working at, but you do get that full-on damage here. Guard Crush, though, as Akeno tries to deal with the health deficit and try to open up RedIAmNot here. There's the tap dust, exactly looking for that opening.
Gets the hard knockdown after said opening, leaving Red to just hold all this pressure. There's the cheeky left right off of the flip kick, and a bunch of meter on the back end, leading to another water bottle situation. It's like we never left, baby.
Oh, laser, and not gonna be enough. You are open and vulnerable while you go ahead and summon the laser from the center line.
Run up with the meaty close slash short toss, securing our pressure. Spending both of them now. You gotta commit. Are you gonna spend burst? And we are! And Akeno is just ready for it, spending the Roman cancel to bait it out. And now Red is in a terrible spot. Full screen, no burst on the table, but we got a counter hit behind the top with 2 of them, as a matter of fact.
Okay, jumping in to get the damage galore guard crush, and a really strong pressure sequence here from Akeno, who is gonna be able to kill the support.
Ton of damage, especially with that risk being built up. Akeno not dropping around and taking the first round here at top 8.
Beautiful stuff here. You know, it's not easy getting games off of RedIAmNot, right? Talk about one of the best Goldlewises, especially in NA, and Akeno really solidifying why exactly they're in top 8 right now.
Definitely being able to take advantage of all the faults in defense, being able to capitalize off of any slight advantage they might create for themselves in offense, and just navigating neutral so massively. It's no shocker that Akeno is up here. Trying to go for
out. Oh yeah, continue.
No, going for another bait. You just on the same time. Trying to bait out the burst there.
A great reversal, Mortal Bato, and that regains control off of the corner. Guard crush, but interrupts. Tries to backdash here, and sword goes out again. But this time, RedIAmNot gets in, and we're gonna get hard crush again. Purple RC, deflect shield though to keep away and get off me.
I like that, using the flex shield just to negate the high and low off of the fuzzy. Unfortunately, the combo afterwards doesn't really kill, but the run up 2K will secure the deal. RedIAmNot looking like they're struggling a little bit. Akeno sitting pretty comfortably in the lead.
Right, beautiful pickup. Gonna try to go ahead and get the safe jump in, but Akeno's definitely pressing the button. The flip to create the hard to blockable, but doesn't get the confirm after the drift downwards.
It's comboing into our Behemoth Typhoons, not giving Akeno a chance to spend the burst, actually choosing save for this round. Could be an important moment and we don't want to waste it prior to that.
Okay, picks it up with the explosion plus the Mortal Grotto. Off of that route, did not do as much damage as what we were hoping for, but still a big pickup. And tries to meet air to air plus the throw. And safe jump into the 2K2D Mortal Grotto. Again, a hard knockdown plus more positive bonus after the safe jump. And that's a burst used here from RedIAmNot. Again, pretty much the last round of this game. And you have to do everything you can to stay alive, and that's the perfect here for Akeno.
Definitely looking very scary here for Red. Akeno could just run up and press that gigantic 5H as we saw right there to stuff any attempt to drop a drone or anything. So Red, I'm wondering what are our options here? Do we need to spend more Wild Assault? Do we need to do more JDs? Which that might be a little harder to do with the recent nerfs on it. So like, what is the option? What does Goldlewis do to navigate the new neutral this patch? It's a question I think we're all wondering, and it's a question that Red has to figure out as we're down 0-2.
Yeah, I agree with you there. It looks like we're just taking a minute before we logging back right into the next match here. But like you said, it really comes down to how is Red gonna manage between just all the pressure that's been Akeno's like story here.
Game number 3. Akeno, very strong start already, tossing the swords and tossing the second one, gets the combo immediately because of the sword toss explosion.
Guard crush, but beautiful challenge. That's exactly what RedIAmNot's gonna need to do a little bit more of. Not be afraid of those challenges. Go for some of the longer reaches that you can and not for the grabs, even though you're trying to hard call out for them.
They definitely might be right. Mashing might be the correct option. We're not seeing a lot of counter hits, but we are seeing a lot of throw baits over from Akeno's end, which led to situations like this. We gave the backdashes, and now we're just seemingly back to the corner with ease. Akeno, no sweat off his back to push Red there, and now we're on set point.
Good jump out of there to get out of that situation, but we still get hit by the 2K2D.
Oh, huge counter hits there. Look at the damage we're seeing here, Saki. Opting to not even spend the tension because we're saving it for this moment when we can break it down. Look at that, Sleeper. Break that wall down.
Okay. Pressure. And that is, again, back to this potential round to be able to come back from again, that deficit on score as Akeno is sitting on a potential set point. There's the counter hit, a really big counter hit there, but it's gonna force the burst there.
Nice IB. Spending all of our security meter. Oh, there's the JD again. Unfortunately, no hit into the air 684 or the air taunt, but we're gonna spend all of our attention to secure 2 more grounded Behemoth Typhoons, which will lead to the damage we need to secure the kill here.
This is where the wave for RedIAmNot starts to shift, right? As RedIAmNot's getting into this moment of like, okay, I gotta reverse 3-0 Akeno here in order to solidify my spot inside the winner's side. And to get to winners finals. And I've seen Red before do it. Red just does, I would say, adaptation probably the best, especially with this character.
I definitely would have to agree. Red is definitely very active on their defense, which I think changes up a lot, or it's the most important part of changing up their playstyle versus another character, or another player, I should say.
Cancels, but then we jump out of the corner, catches the backdash there. And now we're going to have to try to get out of the corner and get a hit in. Finds the slightest of jump hits. And here's the 5P into the straight Rekka.
Unfortunately, getting caught out by the sword toss, and now we're getting taken to the other side of the stage. IBFD is not gonna matter, unfortunately. The sword toss is still there, and we're back to where we began. Nice 2K jailing it. High, low, high was the mix, and we blocked it successfully. No swords over on Akeno's end. Now Red has the advantage here in neutral.
An interesting choice for Akeno to backdash all the way here, but we're just gonna go and get the grab, and RedIAmNot taking Akeno out of the corner. There's the jump in. The burst has been baited, but no punish, and there's the counter hit. The hero burst coming into play.
Unfortunately, try to bait the burst to their detriment. Red down to their last life.
No tap dust is gonna reach. Was a little too far to connect, but again, gonna interrupt the Behemoth Typhoon into the 2K2D, but we got the swing going.
YRC, get off of me, and now the sword toss makes it so Red is in the corner once again, backdashing to bait out a reversal option. In this case, it was the 2P.
Oh, that backdash!
Back to back to back, like a rerun. It's not stopping.
The first it was blocked. Oh no, as Akeno takes out RedIAmNot and goes on to winners finals. Sure, right? So you gotta be able to figure out, okay, are you gonna deflect shield here? Are you gonna go ahead and get wild assault here? We didn't see white wild assault quite often, if you think about it. So that could have been some answers in some of those moments where we just saw that aggression. But enough talk about Ram and Goldlewis. We're talking about Happy Chaos and Finn here now.
Jack and Domi stepping up to the plate, and Domi already secured Jack's burst off of the table. BRC forward. Wow, we're back throwing off of that. This is a strong option, such a committal option. I honestly respect it.
Going into the overdrive, that's going to be restocked on bullets, and we're going to get bonus to boot as well. And what a far 2S to reach and hit confirm from. Again, nobody is doing it like Jack.
Oh, with the fuzzy high and low hitting same frame off of a safe jump. Super scary Jack taking the first round.
There's the beak driver, tried to press in between the gap, but there's none. And that's why we got counter hit. And there you have it, the wall is shattered. A good chunk of health there. Tries to get the stomp and overhead. Red RC should not be using burst here. Again, we are making sure we do not waste our resources.
Wasting them, we definitely did it. Both players coming into this final round of the first game with full burst. Nice IB on the 5H and grabs the overhead attempt there. IBFD over on Jackson. Domi down with the bullets. Definitely hard to block a bull. And block is what we do to that DP and throw the curse in retaliation. Jack doing such an amazing job at locking Domi down.
Talk about also utilizing that steady aim. Curse was not applied before, and because of that, we're gonna be able to just seal the deal here. Just a pixel of health left. It is literally one tap, but instead we get the 6P that goes through Beak Driver.
Yeah, that was some good stuff. 6Ping there. You know, we're seeing a lot of 6Ps actually work out in Jack's favor over here, right? We're seeing it off the overheads, off of the Beak Drivers, just not throwing it out. It doesn't seem like it's random, but Jack seems to be very aware of when to throw it out. But I guess that's what we can expect for a player of his caliber.
Exactly. And that's also leading to show off too just how mindful and just, again, very, very meticulous in how we're dealing with this matchup. There's the roll and the safe jump, basically double jump to the boot as well too.
Not spending that extra stamina. maintaining our plus frames from a distance. Jack jumps out of the corner. 2B finds the mark, gets a confirm into the curse. Deus Ex Machina refilling our bullets and getting us a hard knockdown.
Like dash up, and there's concentration. Again, curse. The white, or rather yellow RC not gonna get punished, but it is not anything that we are surprised here as Jack is gonna take the first round of the second game.
That was some amazing routing from Jack as well, right? Didn't get the punish on the YRC, but definitely adapted and just locked down. Confirmed off to every hit we can do, just like Jack's gonna confirm off of that hit. Letting it to a full-on corner carry. No fear in his heart either. We're mashing and swapping the sides. Domi is going through that wall.
Ooh, no safe jump is gonna be safe as we're gonna see that DP 2K into Beat Driver burst immediately for Jack. Not one, none of that. Blue RC slow down time. Didn't get the pickup they were hoping for, but still we now have pressure on this side. The slightest of close slash. There's the blue RC again, double jump. Look at this pressure, but Domi challenges with the throw. And so does Jack too. Forces the burst off of Domi, but curse is established. And there is the roll as Jack takes it with the 2-0 at the moment.
Definitely a strong lead, but this is TNS top 8, and if there's one thing we can expect, it's comebacks to happen. DomiWurld coming up here from the top of the winner side, right? Both these players are in the winner side currently, so I think Domi, as we saw in an earlier set, can adapt to whatever playstyle that their opponent is playing. So I think maybe I might wager that this set we're gonna see some small changes that might equate to big things.
Go right back into it. That's gonna be the forced burst here from Jack. And again, curse is applied. Look, no, that's such a happy chaos shimmy. I can't with Jack. Oh my god, I'm mad that I got hit by that.
Nice tap does, finds the bar, confirms off of it with the gunshot. Deus Ex Machina Guts Crush Super. Going through it now. We're in a hard knockdown situation. BRC high-low mix, and neither is going to connect because the YRC and the Beta at the same time. Jack is currently on set point here.
Curse goes out once again. Just blocks on some of the bullets, but remember, you gotta worry about the jabs here as well too. And talk about just Jack full in control. Domi trying to rush down here. And there's a 2K, but no follow-up. Double jumps again. Blue RC, faultless defense. There's the 5P into the RTL.
I really like the IBFD to negate the high-low or mashing 5P to get a counter hit as we saw there, leading to this situation post-wall break. Now Jack has no bullets on the table. Throw loops. Are we playing Street Fighter?
Hey, the wall doesn't break. But the 2K will help.
Yeah, 2K will find its mark even after the clean hit super. It's like that Domi making small changes, and I think that changes make the hits count more.
Alright, there's the close slash. That's gonna force Jack to go ahead and use that first. Again, pressure, rushing down, guard crush right afterwards. There's the overhead. A big pickup for Domi. Something that they really needed beforehand. But no, the 2K, 2D. Guns.
Carry bash there, but it's working out in Jack's favor. The safe jumps on safe jumps to safe. Or the jump wasn't safe enough, I guess, because we got the low to connect. DomiWurld bringing that back. All the meter on Jack's, and I was sure that maybe it would have been very tricky, but Jack slipped up a little bit, gave Domi an opportunity, and he took the game.
Back into it once again. Domi on the board at the very least. We'll need to make another one count here to take it to game 5.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Shot applies the curse. No wall break, unfortunately. Tactus will. Also, wall splat. Deus Ex Machina. Not gonna go for any re-slump setups here. Not this patch.
Up there's the 2D to follow up here. Gonna charge up on the stamina. And get the double jump for the tap dust, but doesn't kill Pixel of health here.
Yeah, the BRC DP, the slowdown, giving Domi enough time to react to whatever Jack might have done. Nice throw tech and the 5P to catch a BRC in return. Now Domi, no stamina on deck. And that was going to be a pivotal moment there, right? No stamina to make any meaningful offense happen, which gave Jack the opportunity to just take advantage.
Forced burst off of Jack right now. Again, stagger pressure, has to pull back on the gun. There's no stamina used right here, so it's all normals before we go back into the gunshots. Curse goes out, but no landing sight. And there's the wall shatter into the...
Refreshing our resources. We have our concentration stocked up as well. And stocked up, we're gonna do once again Deus Ex Machina Deja Vu. Domi, sliver of HP, burst on the table. It's all on Jack to keep Domi out of the waters. And he does so successfully. I think that was a 5K trading with a jump in 3-1. That's right, so classified Lurry jumping on up ahead. And they're going to be the set that we're talking over today. All in, Lurry. Put in your points, people.
And it looks like we got that Giovanna, who we got to see last week in such a great racket play. So it's nice to welcome back Classified over onto the top 8 side again. Okay, we got minions set up. There is some bananas. Gonna walk up.
DI to get the extra little ground bounce there. Nice jump there. Classified does have tension, and as I see it, we use it for the YRC. We get a combo off of the empowered flip kick.
We might be... Oh no! We don't get the donut in time either. It's gonna be Lurry who's gonna actually get the corner, and we're gonna go straight into the overdrive for the kill. Sorry, we're sending you to the hospital.
That was a insane backdash from Lurry, backdashing the empowered Sepultura, the roundhouse kick. Mix. Twice over, sets down the afro, double haircuts on top of you. Now you gotta guess high, low.
Okay. There's the 5K. Both got the froze on, but it is gonna be Classified who's gonna have theirs explode. Gonna try to get out of that situation. There's a counter hit there for the flip. Big damage here. Gonna go straight into the overdrive to get positive bonus, to get the hard knockdown. And look at all that health just gone here. Tried to go for a throw, the classic strike throw, but Lurry is ready for it, but does explode themselves.
Burst on the table. We're opting to go for the hero burst, the Lurry classic. Playing hot potato with the bomb afros on deck. 100th ton is also there. Bunch of items to play around the Pico PRC. Just barely enough damage to secure a kill, and Lurry sneaking that first game there from Classified. Definitely super scary. And Lurry, I really like the way he was playing the offense there, right? Because normally you would see on Afro, you would go close slash high or low. I really like that Lurry was opting for stagger pressure and just maybe waiting for the Afro detonation to catch Classified on its own and confirm off it. At least that's what I saw. But who knows what's going on in the mind of the mystery Lurry.
You know what I saw right there?
What's up?
I saw a robbery.
Yep.
That's what I saw right there.
It's unreactable, high left, like left, right, you know.
Alright, Classified. Gonna try to start off again. Get has been winning round starts consistently, but just has not been able to close out on them. Okay, that's a punish.
6B having a ton of recovery is such a bad thing if you whip it. Classified. Seeming to find their mark. Wait a minute. Wake up, Command Grab Lurry. You're a madman.
Interesting. Using that hero burst. But we believe? I mean, this is Lurry. Fully believes on the ton. Okay, we anti. My god, what an anti. I feel like that's the only button that can actually anti-air that. Okay.
Oh my goodness! Lurry is playing the mind game. We have 50 tension on deck. We're probably not going to opt to break the wall, but the 2K out of blocks, so Classified taking a chance, and Lurry, unfortunately, has to lose the round for that.
Okay, once again, pressure here. There's the counter hit here for Lurry. Here's the bomb.
Yep, I like that. Pushing Giovanna and the bomb to lock them both down on the other side of the screen.
Big charge for the wall break. Both tension bars, or rather full tension bar here for Classified. Gonna choose to spend the first one. There goes the throw. Again, OTG for the safe jump, and we're gonna get the 5K to tackle onto the blue RC.
Yeah, such an unfortunate. I like that Lurry going for the backdash BRC attack the Q. You're gonna see a Faust actually offer a lot more now that their super PRC got taken from them. But I think Classified was just ready for it. 5K was just a little too active and caught Lurry there.
Alright, 1-1, both of them tied.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Oh, we don't have the green color anymore. I feel lied to, Classified.
Well, you're not green and George. We like the color blue here, I guess.
Alright. There's that whip punish right there from Lurry. Meteor comes into play. We got the wall bounce. Red RC plus Trumpet. We're gonna take it and store it. Ooh, nice XP there. Again, the cancel into the purple RC. And that is gonna be Lurry's round. Great round starters for here. As Lurry's just establishing dominant play. Definitely changing it up a little bit.
Good pick there. Like that stagger pressure. Nice IB backdash there. Oh my goodness. There you go. Nice. Catching the backdasher with the JD. I like that. Eat. No super. Actually saving the meter for the post wall break situation. I think I like that choice.
Oh, the fuzzy on the mix. No burst here. But we do jump out of the command grab.
Most unfortunate for Lurry. Trying to fuzzy jump out there, but the far slash multi-hit will lock it down. And the throw will take your health bar. More than enough for Classified to tie up the rounds.
The charged drill. And then land the counter here, forcing the burst from Lurry. But we got the grab. We don't get hit by the bomb because of the grab's animation.
Nice IB. I'm liking that Lurry is mixing up the options. They're going for backdash jump, and now we saw the bash 2K, an option that we hadn't seen represented yet.
Big pickup.
That is adapting and starting to notice that Lurry is backdashing a lot in these situations, so just doing committal options to catch it specifically. Super, just gonna close the game as well. Classified coming up pretty strong there with a 2-1 lead.
And speaking of the lead, Viking guy with the $50 contribution. Thank you very much. And that's going to lead into the prize pool, $175.50.
Viking guy coming through. We greatly appreciate it. And I know the players here tonight also appreciate it. More money means more hunger. More hunger equals better games. So everyone benefits. Nice 5P. Trying to go for a nice burst bait there. I actually respect Lurry for not going to burst. And right there, actually, mixing up the timing of bursting when classified least expected it to happen.
A pickup here from the 2K. And that's going to be the wall shatter. Resets back to neutral. And a big counter hit here. It's going to be able to kill. And now, classified after that perfect. Going to be on potential set point.
Now putting ourselves in the corner. Oh my goodness. There's the flip kick. Once again, Sepultura sticks the wall.
Ooh, I love that. The slightest of dashes in and out. Overdrive. But no, it whips. It whips Kriby.
I really like the attempt there, right? Try to make it as quick as possible so Lurry couldn't burst, but unfortunately we dropped it, and Lurry now has an opportunity. There's another command grab there, Saki. Going high, going low. The explosion actually catches. Classifies jump out attempt, and another K-Curl PRC. We have burst available. We spend it on the Wild Assault to convert off a combo. Bombs on deck. Oh, and the reversal super's gonna catch the 2K recovery, and unfortunately for Lurry, it gets caught out. The existing faces pick new characters.
Exactly. Yeah, you're gonna see, characters going in, and just really seeing players shine with those characters. Doesn't matter what the meta's going on. There's always gonna be players that are gonna be super strong and loyal to what they're going. So we got the Zabubu, as we're gonna call it here.
Nice spin by Hell to get the knockdown frog. Into Pierce. Yeah, we're just setting up ourselves for a high, low. Taps us, finds the mark, confirm it really quickly into the sword super. Get the hard knockdown with fresh Eddie gauge.
Alright, talk about pressure.
That is super scary, right? If you're Sasuke, you gotta make something happen, and YRCing at the right time was the choice. Calamari does have full Eddie gauge. We find an opportunity. We can make something happen here, maybe close out a round, and I really liked it to break the law to swap the sides. Okay, that's some of that trickery that Calamari is just so good at doing.
Grotech. And there we have it. That's going to be a very nice corner carry. Try to pick it up and extend it a little bit more, but there's the 6P. Forced the burst there to keep the corner. But again, DP is going to come out of here for Sasuke. As Calamari, she's going to use YRC. And now full screen. Let's create that sandwich situation with Eddie, and we succeed.
Nice. In by Hell catching the approach there from Sasuke. Oppose is the option, and bait out maybe a reversal option.
Okay.
Calamari keeping the composure there. Lots of risk built up. Sasuke can take advantage of, but Calamari is not biting on any of these gaps that Sasuke's leaving. Now, you have to guess high or low. Once more, we have this sort of super refresh. Now we swap sides. Good blocks on the high, good blocks on the low, but oh my goodness, you're blocked for a year. And the drunkard shake will catch you trying to fight back. Calamari taking the first game. Really good stuff there.
Is that like a record to see how long you can hold Zato's pressure? I mean, talk about really good defense right there.
Yeah, that was some insane stuff. Regardless, I think that was one of those sequences where if I was playing and I lost, I'd be like, but that defense though. Did you see that?
I did.
Was I not nice?
That was pretty nice. I do like I said, I think Sasuke has the right ideas in terms of the defense. It's just trying to get that challenge, because if there's one thing that Strive is well known for, you cannot always stay blocking.
Definitely not at risk of giving the opponent positive bonus for blocking too long. And block it is not what we're going to do, because Calamari just woke up back through. Look at the reward we see off of it as well. Trying to bait out a YRC. I really like that there. Not opting to go for the sword so can refresh immediately. Gets this wall break. Sasuke still has some meter on the back end in case you want a combo. Now, I like the PRC.
Yeah, tried to actually call out with the PRC a burst bait, but there's the YRC to take out Eddie.
First on the table for Calamari. Oh, and the lethal catch, comboing into Amorphous as soon as possible. Yes, secure the damage before Sasuke gets a chance to burst.
Right? There it is, Eddie opening up, forcing the burst. And that is a big counter though for Sasuke to get onto Calamari. Throws out the stamina, and we're gonna be able to get a good chunk of damage. There's another big counter hit, but doesn't confirm. Drops the rest of the route.
Nice, good blocks. Oh, and we switched it up this time around using Break the Law or Invite Hell. Or Break the Law, yeah, correct. Just keeps ourselves same side. Bunch of meter over on Sasuke's side. Oh, I like the cheeky, trying to go for the high and the low, trying to mix up the timing there to Calamari. It's a little overwhelmed with the offense, and Sasuke takes it.
Slightest of covers. And again, back into that sandwich situation, gets the tap dust. And now we're going to be able to establish all the pressure. Still not going to get that burst just yet. There's the DP. Huge pickup here for Sasuke. Gonna lock Calamari off of her purse right there. And we'll go ahead and see more pressure.
Nice. Comboing into the clean hit Tyrant Barrel. This is going to be some crazy damage. BRC reacting to what the option is. Calamari finds the way out. Eddie Gage has been spent. Just waiting for Calamari to jump on down, and we get the airhead burst. PRC though, it doesn't matter. Sasuke's gonna bait and tie the games up 1-1.
Love seeing it. Love to see it with the Sasuke, looking like they're definitely, or rather, he's definitely exploring what exactly Calamari is dishing.
No, you're definitely right. I really liking this. They're going back and forth. It's kind of what you expect from a top 8 set. And I think they're delivering. They're giving a good show for us and the people at home.
Okay, back into the frame once more we go. It's another burst here that's going to go ahead and get used. Rotate.
Oh, that was good.
Once again, the sandwich situation gets called out here. I almost felt like Calamari was trying to go for a grab in response, but Sasuke was just earlier on the call out.
I think you might be right on that fact. And I think Sasuke is definitely right on this RTL attempt. To get the wall break, to get positive bonus. I like this. We're gonna spend our resources, everything, to go for another mix-up there. The tap does cancel into the low. I call that the good player check.
Tried to call it out with the close slash to prevent the jump out of the corner. But we have the overhead. That's another burst here used by Calamari. She's gonna have to try to figure out a way to get out and recover from the first round. And here we go. This is it. This is the start of her momentum. The tap dust though gets DP'd right through because of the gap.
Oh, the BRC slowdown causes recovery of the 5P to come back just in time, so we get a punish. Now you're blocking for your life, high or low. Calamari doesn't have enough meter to go into a super, but he might not want to do it here as Eddie is back. YRC is the option. Unfortunately, Eddie got hit, so we don't get the biggest punish, but he's returned immediately. Part of those buffs that we were talking about earlier.
Oh, wow, we're gonna spend it all on the double wild assault route. Not exactly what he wanted to do, especially because now you have no burst to stop this damage. What? Trusted in the DP, and the DP shall deliver you from grace.
Sasuke, that was. You know, I feel like fighting games are so beautiful because players can do some stuff and it's amazing. You gotta call it, right? But I feel like if something's spaghetti, you gotta call it out. And I think that right there was a whole bunch of spaghetti. The chat seems to agree. Half of them still calling Sasuke the GOAT for one of that DPs on DPs. And I wasn't sure who was coming out of that alive. That was a scramble.
Duel 1.
Oh man.
It's like those cartoons where just the cloud dust and all you see is fists coming out. That's what that was.
Let's pick up off of the 2S. And here we go. We're going to be able to get all the damage needed.
Let's run up throw combo it off because of the frog. No tension on deck, but nice tech on the throw there. Calamari still has burst available. Just in case something does get a little sticky. It's a little too low there for the 6P to connect. Invite hell keeps it plus.
We got Sasuke that's going to get punished. Great call out from Calamari. Has been noticing that Sasuke's been going for those DPs over and over, and she was ready for it this time around. There's the recharge on Eddie thanks to the overdrive, and the tap dust to close out on the round.
That does comes for us all, and it's especially really good on a character like Zato can combo off of it because of Eddie. Drills set up once again. Oppose is the option this time around. Trying to refill up that Eddie gauge. Nice. Outbreaker finding its mark. Stagger pressure on. Stagger pressure. Sasuke looking to open up Calamari, but Calamari refuses and actually now has Sasuke in their corner. As I say that, we DP burst on the table. Looks like we're not going to use it.
Right, there's the burst like you mentioned, used this time. Fully believes in the pickups that they can get from it. YRC used, so that's Eddie now off of the field for now. But then right back again, there's the close slash, huge, but no confirm right afterwards.
Nice block on the cross up there. Whoa, that was a crazy left right. And the I think the 2S into invite hell. The frame trap right there will secure Calamari. Another game bringing it to 2-2.
And there we go. We have a game 5 on our midist here. I mean, I'm not surprised. This is Calamari and Sasuke, two of chat's heroes, essentially. And they are performing out of their minds.
They are. It's awesome to see. I know, I love this. I really like the introduction of the command grab that we're seeing from Calamari now. It's something that we weren't seeing super early on in the set, or even in the previous set. So I'm really happy we're seeing it now. An option that I feel like is a little overshadowed when you have 50 tension, just because you can instantly get Eddie back like this.
Oh, tried to go for the tap dust, but again, the gap is right there, so that's why you got that DP. Double jump. And another DP, but the burst to keep Sasuke in the corner.
As Pierce will interrupt. A combo into the super. It's gonna wall break. We're gonna secure a little bit of damage guaranteed. Burst though on the table here for Sasuke, and oh no, Calamari got caught out doing something there with Eddie, a command. So now the tables have turned. Now Calamari is on the back end. Drops the link, unfortunately, doesn't get a combo off of it. Now we're trying to air grab in the air. Burst available, chooses the hero burst. I like this option. It's a little scary, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
They're close right again. Tried to go for to hide under below Blue RC, but no, was not pressing a button. Instead, used it to try to dash in, and that was enough recovery for the startup off the tap dust.
I like that Calamari was baiting that YRC pretty heavily with those light normals, but Sasuke just not biting. Low profiling the 2K there. Sasuke, no stamina on deck. Calamari still has some Eddie gauge.
It's a 2K, 2D followed up. OTG on the 2K, but beautiful 2P to go ahead and get the red RC. And that is gonna be guessing for your life this time around.
Calamari keeping the pressure really light in order to maybe easily bait a YRC. She's really fishing for it here. We're not seeing a Sasuke, it's just not biting, but we're gonna DP the 5H into Amorphous. More than enough damage off of a sweet, sweet counter hit confirmed. Calamari taking it over 3-2. A player who plays Sin, a character that's relatively tanky, having a good bit of guts, a good amount of health. You really need to make those hits count.
Exactly. Oh, and looks like we're not on that green color anymore. We're gonna go back to that blue. And here we go. Domi already starting up their own strike throw situation here. Gonna get the tap dust to get as much damage as possible off of this wall shatter.
Dude goes for the overhead, doesn't have stamina, so it has to use the meter to make herself safe.
Close slash, and then we're gonna get the counter hit. Big props here for Classify, who's also gonna get the wall shatter. Both players holding on to their burst as much as possible. Oh, Blue RC opens it up, and there's Domi's burst. But unfortunate that the second minute, they're gonna be getting that hit in from the counter hit.
I really like that, right? That RPS situation where someone's in the air above you. Classified just chose to press a button. Typically, we just wait and see if they're gonna jump to react to the air throw. Wasn't what we saw there. Classified, no fear.
Okay, DP to follow up. Tap dust. Doesn't open up, but again, a lot of stagger pressure, and then followed up by the fact that they're just wanting to get that opening, but Domi's gonna challenge.
Low sash catching the air dash back attempt. Classified actually opting to spend the burst there and catch a huge counter hit off of the 2S, taking you corner to corner. Domi still has some tension on their end. And this is what we were talking about, right? Making any stray hit count with the BRC as we do so right there to get the wall break and confirm the kill. Classified taking it over Domi 1-0 so far. Pretty strong showing.
Absolutely. So that is again 1-0 right now for Domi. Gonna have to make some adjustments here, reestablish once more the fact that we're seeing a lot more of a, I would say, Classified just keeping Domi in check all the time there.
Let's see. Going into this next game. Domi actually swapping over to the father instead of the son here. Kai on deck. Rocking the soul bad guy color. I like it. Nice. Classified ready for the flip kick and actually going to mash out on it.
Okay. 2K, but then the 5K follow up here. And what a side switch. Plus the shimmy to bait out the throw. Does miss on the flip, but again, we are in full control. We are in the driver's seat right here. I'm trying to keep Stun Dipper safe, but there's the reversal super. But the
yeah, I really like that, right? DPing there, not giving Classified an option to Roman cancel and make it safe. Good block on the tap dust there. Yeah, the OTG close slash, more than enough damage to secure the kill. Classified staying strong. Domi fighting tooth and nail to try. Nice whip punish there on the 2P and nice counter hit there off of the DP.
bar slash reaches through from Domi. Tries to get the jump dust and it works. That's a huge opening as we go into RTL to end and be able to get the wall shatter.
Nice block on the fuzzy there, double overhead. Domi spending the burst, doesn't really want to be in the Oki situation. It's gonna follow suit after that combo. Domi though, Sun Dipper, red RC to make ourselves plus. Yeah, the R slash confirmed into the Sun Dipper once again.
Okay. Big hits here for Domi. Doesn't continue the combos that's setting up the projectile, but because of that setup, it's danger zone. Burst not going to be used here. Classified still holding on and believing that we should be winning that round a lot cleaner.
Clean is what we're seeing right now with the much stronger round start. Better positioning as well over here on the Domi's end. And a better counter hit started right there from Classified. No wall splat, but we're not gonna need it. Get the luck on the overhead there. 5P catches the air attempt. Turn to neutral, positive bonus on Domi's end, but we're gonna low profile with the 2S. I really like this. Gonna mini burst play in the middle of that combo, but Domi is not afraid to throw out these DPs.
It's gonna be a fast RC cancel off of Stun Dipper to keep it safe. Deflect shield. We actually anti-air Buddha arc, but that's a burst still on Domi's side, so that's a big counter hit here for Classified, and now that's a 2-0 lead.
That is confidence. That is a do or die maneuver. Mashing 5H in the middle of a string like that. You were definitely willing to risk it all on the win, and that gamble paid off as Classified takes another game over Domi. And Domi sticking true to the Kai pick. Not swapping back.
Duel 1.
This is Domi's chance to have to be able to bring it back game after game. The pick to Kai has been strong, but it comes down to closing out these games. The 2D to force the burst off of Domi.
2 hits into the super, going for the hard knockdown. Honestly, I think just resetting to neutral right here for the resource game is such a strong option, the correct option for Domi. But the 2D will find its mark. Counter hit is the name, and this super carries you so far. We're gonna see another wall break and another hard knockdown back to back. Unclassified there, and I like the slingshot there from Classified as well, confirming into the super. Tons of damage there to break the wall on top of it, leading until another round taken. Classified is on potential set point.
I think we saw the startup of the drill there, but there's the stagger and the whip punish off of the whip 6P. Big hit here. We're gonna have to be mindful. Blocks the burst. Yep, there it goes. Classified is in Domi's head. Now the only thing that's available is that tension bar, but you gotta be mindful as the tap dust comes in, and Classified force the rage quit here, as we're gonna see Classified moving on.
I'm going to. It's a good song.
Imagine
I just
if
don't want
it
to
is
fight
for
to my
the
life.
J.
If it is,
Duel 1.
okay, doesn't seem to be the case.
Okay. There's that interrupt. Look at all that health already gone here from Calamari.
I like the tap dust. I like the tap dust attempt there. There's a boo-boo coming out as well. It's the second time we've seen it so far to really like it. There you go, Amorphous adding on that extra bit of damage, and RedIAmNot still has a ton of burst. And that was a crazy looking combo. Double side swap.
Purple RC. Just in time to block the 2K. Still a bit of health to work with, but this is Zato. Again, the tap dust. Are we going to see the burst? Yes, we are from RedIAmNot. Believes in the hero burst.
Invite Hell finds its mark, shutting down the drone, and the overhead is going to also find its mark. Calamari. Ooh, Calamari closing out that round.
Oh my god. What is this damage? Here we go. Oh, we're going all the way. Yep, that's all RedIAmNot's gonna write in that round. A perfect. There was just so many hits. from Behemoth Typhoon. It was not even funny.
Unfortunately, got counter hit with the tap dust there, full on combo. Eddie Gage is a little down, so we might see Red play a little more aggressively here in this round start, and that we do, but Calamari was ready to retaliate. Setting up the drills, high and low. High is the option once again. Now we're starting this round start with 100 tension. We might see a sword super, we might see Calamari just kill a little time.
Big jump K hit and a great call out on the burst from RedIAmNot. I believe it's like a double perfect right there, so beautiful.
That was definitely beautiful. I like all the burst blade attempts, and at the very end of that game, we saw it come to fruition, utilizing the Roman cancel. Now you gotta wonder, what does Goldlewis, what does RedIAmNot have to change here? And I think the answer might be play a little more aggressively, right? Calamari seems to just be walking all over them in the neutral, and in the offense, getting a bunch of resets off with the flight.
Diving right back in, Calamari up 1-0 against RedIAmNot. This can be a very big upset, by the way, if Calamari can seal the win off of the full sets of games against RedIAmNot.
This 2P, unfortunately, 684. Not far enough to actually get the hit there.
YRC sending out Eddie again, and we are getting some of these straight hits, but nothing to confirm off of them. And because of that, we're gonna see RedIAmNot cash out.
Big damage leading into the next round. Definitely a different beast that we saw from the previous game. Utilizing these Carl Behemoth Typhoons to make this pressure a lot scarier. We have security cancels on deck, but the 5P is going to find its mark and actually shut down RedIAmNot from getting all these counter hits, but no! Speaking of counter hits, there's one for you too. Calamari mashing in unfortunate spots, and RedIAmNot taking advantage of the fact and completely destroying that health bar.
Yeah, very much so. Calamari really trying to figure out how to work against RedIAmNot in that round. It seemed like a completely different pace there.
This is a 2v2 match, and we're definitely seeing it. We got Eddie and Zabubu, and we got I don't. Does the alien have a name? Is it just called Uma?
Why Uma?
That's what Goldlewis says. It's like Uma.
Guard crush once again to keep Calamari locked into place, but the 6P finally able to chance to crawl out of that corner.
Nice, as the overhead, the slow down from the BRC actually allowed RedIAmNot to combo off of that without using any extra security gauge.
Ooh, Skyfish lands. Again, this is all you gotta hold right here. You gotta sometimes challenge, and then there's the challenge right there, but this time Calamari is gonna be able to pick it up completely.
I really like that. Even through all the burst baiting routes, RedIAmNot is not afraid to run up the close slash, the minigun. But you gotta play offense a little more conservatively here. Now, Eddie is back up. We have 50 tension in case we want to do some YRC. Amorphous is going to do a ton of damage. Might not be enough to secure the deal to go into the next stage.
Right, that's a round for Calamari. Just trying to look out for the opportunity. Beautiful justice block to then go ahead and get the throw as the punish, and this is the corner for her. 6P to get out. Blue RC should be able to punish. Is forced to burst off of RedIAmNot.
Counter hit there. Huge counter hit there. More than enough needed to combo into Amorphous. Gonna secure the game. Calamari, look at how pretty strong here. doing a really great job in spending all the tension to put themselves in a really good situation, whether it be in the next round or in a really good Oki situation.
Yeah, I agree with you there. It's been looking really sharp every single time for Calamari in those instances. And she's just been so good at calling out what the layers that RedIAmNot has been like dishing out. And again, great challenges. She's not letting Behemoth Tycoon like pretty much control her pace. She's the one that's been controlling every single time.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Okay, tried to get for the 6P, but does whiff.
Picks up hits, same side. Now we're going for it again. Good job on the cross-up blocks, betting the Roman cancel, and the security gauge to just confirm on all the hits, not giving Calamari a chance to even burst if they don't choose to.
Okay, tried to go for the command grab, but we still get the follow-up throw. But unfortunate, we're still now back on that corner, back to the wall, having to hold on the faultless defense. Guard crush here and there, but Eddie comes through. And watch your toes, watch your toes.
Hard knockdown is the name of the game here. 2P is the option on defense that we chose. Calamari not opting a burst there. Oh, but the 5P Roman Cancel is such a brave option. Could have meant the end of your life, but Red jumps the command grab. Gets opened up by the low. Unfortunately, now we're mashing out, and now Calamari is on the back end. Didn't choose to burst. Saw that Red was attempting to bait there, and just like that, down to another game 5.
Top 8 sweaty muse, as we like to call them in my community. And we're seeing Calamari and RedIAmNot go the distance. So we're going to hop right back onto that station. And we're going to try to take it home here for Calamari or for RedIAmNot, depending on who. But this is the loser side. So you got to be able to close out.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Ooh, a wall slump as well. Very good. And that's going to lead Calamari to break the wall this time around in the second shot. Counter hit, big opportunity. Gonna go ahead and get the shard. And that is gonna be Calamari now on potential set point.
Very strong showing in that first round. Red up to Red to fire up a really good response here. And a 2P to catch the air attempt. We like that one. Security gauge is full. We can security cancel if we so choose to, but no, we spend it on a drone. I actually like the option. They're going for the fuzzy high or low. Making the most out of nothing. Perfect is the name of the game, and now we are down to a final game, final round here.
They are scrapping for their lives here. And now Calamari trying to send out Frog. There goes the toes. Big hits here. 6P to follow up on. There's the Gatling gun. That's going to have to be a hard knockdown. Followed up, but not enough to pick up right afterwards. It's going to be a lot of small hits. One good hit confirmed like this one right here. And no time to burst. You have RedIAmNot moving on, taking down Calamari.
Agree, and we will just have to see as we get into the first match of winners finals here.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
All right, here we go. There's the clash, and it is the side of Jack that wins this time. Overdrive, gonna do the wall shatter.
Into a hard knockdown, no tension for a reversal in case we were thinking of doing that. And Jack the rolls, the double roll, just to get the wall slump. Once again, Deus Ex Machina is gonna find its mark, break the wall, hard knockdown, positive bonus. This is a hard one to win.
You can roll!
No.
That's gonna be such a deficit of health, especially when you have Jack on the Happy Chaos. The blue RC does whiff though. There's a shot here for Jack to not use that burst, but Akeno's gonna take everything possible to make it happen. I mean, you have 50% now available for more than 50% tension to work with, but the blue RC, yeah, too much health deficit to make it count, but very, very close.
Yeah, even if you lost a round, I feel like in some way that is definitely a win for Akeno, right? Because we're not going into the next round with Jack having full burst. Now you have the burst advantage. Even though you're down a round, there was some good that came from it. We have burst back on because we got wall splat twice in a row. Hard knockdown, positive bonus. Gold for his OS, and we got a punish on it as well. No need for super. 6S could be more than enough, closing it out with a perfect Jack. Really putting pedal to the metal on that one.
Yep. And that, I would say that perfect really should be the talkative feature of like, hey, you, me, you going down. If it's between you and me, where it's not gonna have you be surviving.
No, for sure. It's kind of like a little sibling beats you. It takes a round on you, gets a little cocky, and you really gotta like sit up real quick. That's what that one felt like.
Oh my god, twice 5k into 2D to be able to pick up. First time got bursted, second time, now you're gonna be getting corner carried.
Same situation we've seen before. They go high on the option this time around. Tries to reset for a grab, but Akeno actually backdashed it in anticipation of it.
Right, there's the diagonal sword. It's gonna explode on the wall as well. And now Jack again, a bit of help, but tried to backdash. Gonna believe in the hero burst, and rightfully so, but unfortunate that they are actually not gonna be able, or rather Akeno gonna stop that momentum from happening.
Good job locking Akeno down. Jack with 2P, even the gunshot still finds its mark. We have no concentration available, but Jack is still able to combo off of it. Unless we get backthrown here by Akeno. Now suddenly you're in Akeno's domain expansion, and we jump out actually, just to get thrown again.
Jump K to open up, tap dust. Now Akeno should be able to get to that one on the board and does so.
Okay, Akeno bringing it back 1-1. We were talking about it, and we had an idea that this might be a very close set, and it's turning out to be that way, right? Like how it's very interesting because Jack is very familiar with fighting with Ramlethal, and I can imagine Akeno is also very familiar with fighting with Jack, seeing as they run into each other in bracket quite often. But 1-1, I can't call it.
Yeah, this is one of those matches where it's like they've both been playing so good. They both have their characters. They both know every like you're not playing layer 1, layer 2, or layer 3. You're playing like layer 90 at this point.
I'd have to agree, and we're gonna break the wall here, get our resources back, top up on that burst and that tension to get a mix up here after that. I like the challenge on the sword toss by 6P, recognizing that we're just out of the corner, so the explosion was no threat. And look at the reward we got on this.
Lot of health lost, but again, a big health deficit here for Jack. But we believe there's the bounce. We're gonna use burst here for Akeno, who that was the second burst from the beginning. Purple RC doesn't continue the combo, but we do get the sword from the diagonal to support.
Akeno being very tricky with the meter usage and the sword toss to get the really tricking Jack into thinking we're gonna throw. fighting back. Burst on the table. Positive bonus as well. We're going to quickly combo into day 6. Not going to refill our bullets. We're going into this next area with very little concentration, but it shouldn't be a problem.
Burst is in effect, but we're not going to use it here on the side of Akeno. And that's perfect here from Jack. And here we go, the final round of this 3rd game. Who will be taking the lead and set the tone there? There's the air-to-air on the side of Jack, who's going to go ahead and reload on bullets to go ahead and use Burst and get Overdrive.
Builds Akeno a ton of burst of all the hits on that super, but it doesn't seem like it's going to matter. Counter hits can increase the damage we take, and the gunshot gonna break that wall, leading to a kill. Jack up 2-1 right now.
Pew pew, Jack says. Pew pew.
Evan going back and forth. I'm really liking all the trickery. You know, Akeno is really using his wit to open up Jack here, but especially with all the meter. We touched on it briefly, but ending the round there with the sword toss, running up and going, like jumping over to bait out a throw or something, I like that.
I agree. A big overhead that's gonna land here for Akeno. Both players now without bursts. And that's going to be a grab. That should be Akeno's round here if played perfectly. And yep, the shimmy into the Mortal Bato.
Now Akeno taking that round pretty convincingly. Jack still has enough burst for a while, so if you want to choose to spend that on offense or maybe a deflect shield if we deem it necessary. But Jack is just fishing for those J2K counter hits and maybe get a wall break off of it as well. Tap dust, 1 bullet in the chamber. More than enough to combo. We're not even gonna need it to combo into Deus Ex Machina or get that wall stick.
Ooh, gonna wake up Mortal Bato after that. Trying to go for the meaty close slash, but Jack says nope. Here we go, overdrive for your troubles. Stock on the bullets. Very low on concentration meter though, so gonna have to be mindful here. There it goes. That's the overdrive, and perfect right there. Now back onto the potential step point here for Jack.
Definitely Jack doing a good job at I-being everything. No burst on the table. Akeno backing up and gets the backdash caught out. Nice air to air. Moving that curse off of you. Backdashes away from the Rekka. Jack is being so active on the defense there. And look at the reward we get off of a single whip punish here. We're going to top up on our resources. And we leave Akeno guessing for game.
Big damage here. The trade in their favor. But the blue RC actually unfortunate for Jack as Akeno was going to be able to get the grab. This is corner pressure here. And we are going to go into Mortal Bato. So again, hard knockdown, blue RC, and no whip punish, but deflect shield, 2K2D, not going to be able to, just in time, but the far slash was unfortunate as Akeno goes ahead and takes it to a game number 5.
Just running up and pressing those humongous buttons that Ramlethal was known for. On top of that movement speed, it's no shocker why they traded there. And that trade was so unfortunate because now, like you mentioned, a game 5. You were right, Saki. You called it a game 5.
I felt it. I'm going to be so real with you, Gumi and folks in chat. You think this is going to be the final game 5 of the night? You best prepare, okay? We're going to be, I predict, like 4 game 5s at this point. Because we got sweaty players in this bracket for top 8.
Utilizing that movement tech with the PRC that we saw way early on in the bracket. And there's the backdash creating out the throw that we saw Akeno use with Lurry, bringing out all the tricks here to secure or try to close out this final game here against Jack. Roman cancel, frame trap into the 2S to catch Jack doing anything. Now, Akeno is on set point. How do we move from here?
very different story than what we saw in the last match where Jack was just a dominant player, but now it's been Akeno. But here we go, just like you mentioned, how are we moving? We're shimmying. That's how. We're gonna go ahead and get the gunshots for the full corner carry and all the way for the wall shatter. Big damage is the name of the game at the moment. Going to throw out the curse ball, but gets interrupted with the counter hit and a big red RC to get some more forward momentum. But again, the 2S all the way to downtown. You're not going to burst out of here because you're going to get overdrive. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, now both players are going into this final round with burst on the table. It's anyone's game at this point. Jack has to really try to get out Akeno's burst, and Akeno has to try and not spend it and use his swords wisely to open up Jack and get them to use their burst.
2K, big pickup, dust, and bar broken. And oh no, if you are Jack right now, you do not want to be in this position. You gotta make every hit count here. No trades can be going through the double jump with the 6P burst, but no burst bait from Akeno. And there's the far slash as Akeno takes down Jack, sends Jack to losers. We got vote your points carefully. Like I said, we are in for more game 5s. I see it. I predict it. I am the prophet. Why are we doing birthday train again?
Nice classified, starting off strong with the forward throw.
Alright, Speak Spikecle, thank you so much for that resub. We appreciate it. And there we go, classified, getting the 2K into the grab. Another grab. And there we go, opening up. RedIAmNot should be able to get into the charged overdrive. And not enough to kill a pixel of health.
This is a 1080 super, maybe trying to catch some sort of jump, like a button after the safe jump, but classified, not biting on it. It's gonna eat that chip damage and secure the round with the forward throw.
Ooh, okay, beautiful flip. That's a big launcher here for classified. And again, we're not gonna go for the overdrive here. We're just gonna go for the reset neutral. Blue RC to keep the pressure going. Positive tension, or positive bonus, better said. That's gonna be a strong counter hit. Might be trying to beat out the burst here. One more hit here for RedIAmNot. He's still, because of guts and the defense. White Wild Assault, and again goes for the down with the system, but it's blocked once more. And because you use White Wild Assault, you're not going to be able to burst from that.
What a play from RedIAmNot there, I gotta say. I'm gambling on the fact that Wild Assault is minus and you can't Roman cancel it. Try to take advantage of the fact that maybe Classified would have tried to press on those minus frames, but Classified being respectful. I think that's a good thing that we're seeing here, right? Classified is not really being too greedy with the offense. Their minus frames will take it as a chance to reset to neutral. That's, I think, the large reason why they won that game.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Ooh, what a start there. Tried to go for the 2P on the side of Classified, but RedIAmNot is pressing those buttons. Messes up on the double jump. What a burst bait to be able to block on it. And again, this is all RedIAmNot. Classified not going to be able to burst whatsoever, so it's going to have to wait for the next round.
Let's rock.
It's 2K, 2B.
Backing up a bit, trying to call out Skyfish and wait for it. Ooh, dashed under. Slight hits here, but the big counter hit is exactly what Classified was looking for.
Well, is setting to neutral here with the wall break. We have positive bonus, so we can expect Classified to spend a bit of this tangent as we go over the 2K attempt. The BRC is so useful here for Giovanna, and Classified is wielding it so well. Now Classified tying up the rounds. RedIAmNot up on burst economy, but I don't think Classified cares all too much as long as we find our way out.
Winning the clash after the 6P, going straight into 2K. Backdashes away from the security gauge, but then the Typhoon. Deflect shield to push back. But again, not a lot of resources here, but the 5K reaches. Baxes away just a little bit, but that jump dust is gonna catch.
And there it is, the Goldlewis Classic, the Aurora Borealis, the 66684. More than enough damage to secure that kill there. No tension needed. RedIAmNot tying it up 1-1. Now Classified is doing pretty good utilizing all those BRCs, but RedIAmNot is just doing a good job at actually taking about 50% with each stray hit. And I think it just makes it so Classified can't take as many risky options, limiting their offense.
1-1.
Yeah, both players getting back on the podium. Just waiting for the bird to take us in. I think they might be taking a second to reconsider some things, maybe change their approach. Mentally go over what we might have done right or wrong in that round, and it seems that they made their mind. The eagle is soaring. We're going into game number 3 here, loser semis.
You have to imagine with Classified going through so many games like that, the stamina to be able to just keep up against RedIAmNot, who once more is adapting as we speak every single time. So there you go. Big damage. The triple behemoth. And that should be where Classified should hold on to burst. Yup.
He's making the most out of those hits. Classified already down a life in the round, and RedIAmNot looking to head that way with this big counter hit combo, already taking 50% of the health gone.
RC. And we're gonna get the wall starter after the drill. Oh, another 2K. And perfect right there for Classified. I'm telling you, this back-to-back games, getting through round to round each other, it's all coming down to who's getting that round start that they need so desperately, and who's keeping their resources like traditional.
I'm gonna have to agree with you, right? But even off the round start situations, like we saw right there, RedIAmNot was not super confident in their round start win. But they gave Classified an option, so yeah, you might have been right in capitalizing off of that early head start is key to winning this. As that backdash BRC to the JHWC time and time again, hitting the counter hits. Classified going up 2-1. Okay, Classified, changing it up. I think Classified switching the offense up to have a lot of BRC in terms of the backdash BRC has been an interesting change that we haven't seen up until this point, this late into the bracket, by the way.
Now the question is, can RedIAmNot bring it back for the game 5? We've seen it before. We saw it against Calamari. But the question is, can it be happened against Classified, who has been on it every single time? Those fast blue RCs have been so useful, but again, we're gonna see the left-right mix-up. It's gonna bring out Skyfish. You're gonna have to hold all of that. Watch out for the Behemoth Typhoon. And the blue RC again coming in clutch for Classified, but will you survive the defense here to make the comebacks happen? And no, you will not.
Making the most out of every hit. That's what it is. We're seeing a deja vu from the last game, but I'm not trying to catch a round star option with a 5K. The flex shield is the option of choice on defense, and now look at the reward we get off of a hit.
You want to see again? Oh! This is big damage. Alright. Reset the neutral off of the wall shatter. Gotta watch out for stomp. The cross up under. turn. Oh no, was caught holding onto the faultless defense. And there's the game number 5. What did I say, Gumi? What did
There's
I
another
say?
one. You're on it time and time again. You were just on it. I think you might have called almost every game 5 we had tonight, and this one is
I'm a
no
prophet.
different. You are a prophet. Prophet
I'm a
Soccer.
prophet.
You might have to
Yeah,
change your name.
exactly. I've been gifted by the FGC gods to foresee what it is, and that is exactly what we've been seeing here. Run it back.
Yep, Saki might already know the victor of this set, but for suspense, she can't leak the script. We're gonna have to find out together, chat.
Okay, that's the burst on classified. Already being used. Gonna keep it on the left side. Great backdash, but still gets caught in that 2K. We have the 5P, so that's a really big pickup here. Just in case, though, was trying to call out that burst, but now that's a chance for RedIAmNot to get out of this corner, and there you go.
Super unfortunate to get opened up by that overhead there. Had a lot of security gauge to back us up and get a combo as well. And RedIAmNot, these mix-ups, these left-rights are just working, and now you set yourself up for another one, and we get the throw. RedIAmNot looking super strong. We have tension. We have everything to back us up here, and the OTG Behemoth Typhoon swiftly closing out that match. The jump, throw. I think that was the point where Classified might have just gave up the game at that point. One wrong option was all it took. But enough about that one. Let's get into our losers finals match. Jack versus RedIAmNot. Both fighting for a chance to fight Akeno in the grand finals.
Ooh, had the gun out, wasn't even going to be able to block that. And now we're going to see Jack try to go for the double jump. And there we go, the 2D picks it up. Corner, corner, coast to coast, into the overdrive for the wall shatter.
Refilling our bullets in the meantime. Positive bonus could give us enough time to maybe do a concentration super. Yup, right here as we saw it. Nice IPFD. Jack still being relentless with the pressure. 2 bullets in the chamber. And down with the system, finding its mark, aiming for the heavens. Finds an opportunity to drop the Skyfish. Are we gonna throw a combo as well? Oh! That was some nice maneuverability with the BRC inching forward so the Behemoth Typhoon will counter it. RedIAmNot taking that first round with ease.
Right, another chance for Jack to fill out the ability to get through. And that's going to be the wall shatter. Let's go for the 5K to just get that proximity OS right there. Here we go, guard crush from the heavy shots. Big pickup here. We're going to go straight into overdrive. Won't kill, but it'll do the damage needed. And we still get that hard knockdown for curse setup and then straight to steady aim.
Tied up in rounds, RedIAmNot has a little bit of the burst advantage. Jack has to be careful here. One bad burst could be the end of the round. And this is looking like a really good burst for Red here. Maintaining R plus frame, super huge counter here. Are we going to choose to break the wall? We are. Down with the system. Breaking that wall. Hard knockdown. We've seen this before.
Okay, purple RC, we're keeping it safe. There's the burst from Jack. That's the last chance for burst. And Scrub Cybot coming in with a raid of a party of 7, just in time for Jack to go into the overdrive this time around. Okay, first used on RedIAmNot.
Immediately opts for using the burn it down strike throw afterwards. The throw is the option. RedIAmNot already having a strong lead over Jack. 1 game to nothing.
Again, back and forth on the rounds we go. Talk about also noticing and acknowledging, by the way, Jack's been holding on to their burst every single time. So he is trying very much to not utilize it as often, but I feel like when you are fighting against RedIAmNot's Goldlewis, you're gonna want to try everything and anything to get out of that damage. So I really feel like Jack's gonna need to start utilizing that burst a lot earlier. And there we have the dust right after the White Wild Assault.
Deus Ex Machina feeding Red all that burst gauge. Yep. Looking like we're not going to spend it. Got a combo. Yep. Yeah, just spend all of our attention. Fill up on resources. Give ourselves the best possible position for this post wall break scenario.
Right, just blocks with the gun flip, and RedIAmNot goes down. Oh, okay, RedIAmNot. We're gonna see some counter hits. Again, guard crush. Oh, nice call out with the purple RC. It's gonna have to force the burst, but like I mentioned, this is what Jack wants to do. You don't want to hold on to that resource, especially so long in a Goldlewis's combo route.
The double roll, comboing into the Deus Ex Machina once again. We've seen it before, we're gonna see it again. Refilling our resources, positive bonus. Our block swing is gonna build us just enough for another concentration super if we need to use it on that. 6S anti-air attempt. This wall stick is gonna be enough damage. Nope. Wall stick, not even needed. Jack tying it up before we even get the chance to have that happen.
Right, tied up 1-1. Jack making the adjustments. We love to see it. I think I want to ask chat here just real quick. What are you rooting for? Because it sounds like you're yelling for Goldlewis, but then at the same time, it sounds like you're yelling for Happy Chaos. You got me confused here, chat.
I think both players are playing amazing, but it swings either or. And yeah, people are saying they vote for Gap, and gapping is what I'm seeing here on both players. And 2D to catch the backdash. Deus Ex Machina, confirmed for the wall break.
Big jump, and that's going to be a grab, wall bounce, concentration, heavy curse, and into overdrive. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Hard knockdown. I'm going to go here with a full-on shimmy, and tries to go for the 2D, and can really just play it back here. Does not need to be as I would say aggressive, just trying to get that 2D range that's so famous for House. Okay.
Nice. Back it up, putting Red into the corner. JP, nice little link there. Once again, same situation as we've seen before. Jack already has the round lead and the life lead. Now we're gonna have the tension lead. Very scary situation to be here if you're Red.
Big pickup here. That's also double meter that we are gonna see Jack utilize. Do X-Machina should be able to kill, and it does thanks to the wall stick.
Definitely more than enough damage. All that guts crushing action plus the wall break damage, as you mentioned. No universe Red was going to live with that amount of health, and Jack is inching closer and closer to getting that rematch back with Akeno. He'll taking us in for what could be the potential final game, or it could be the lead to another Game 5. We'll have to see here.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
White Wild
6H
Assault.
Yeah, I
Yep.
like this.
Okay. And we're going to see the 2K 2D. And now into the overdrive. Great start here for Jack.
Not a whole lot of concentration, but attention surely will make up for that soon. And it does so as the combo to Deus Ex once again, refilling our bullets, topping off.
Okay. We're gonna get the dump flip, blue RC, and again, faultless defense to try to go and keep Jack off. Gonna be able to purple RC that, but this is where RedIAmNot can change the tide. No, I think that was the missed input.
IBFD trying to get a 5P punish. Unfortunately, Red is just swinging at the air right now. As Jack is moving around 6 as the roll shot. We were not ready to throw. And just like that, Jack is 1 round away from winning this set, taking Red's burst super early on into the round.
We're going blazing glory right here as we're going to be able to pick up the combo, get charged on concentration, plus overdrive to resupply on bullets. And again, safe jump. Oh, you're going to get grabbed here.
Bullets
6
still in
B.
the chamber. Yep, we have not enough concentration to be able to do Deus Ex Machina. Maybe this could be what Red needs. Burst on the table still. Concentration is full, or security meter is full. It is not gonna matter. Jack is gonna spend the wild assault, frame trap into the tap dust, and just like that, we're gonna get our run back, folks.
Gumi, that we have seen Jack not have enough concentration meter.
Definitely something we don't see very often, as he's super comfortable with managing his resources and getting the rotations down, but goes to show, right? A strong player like Red could definitely break that flow. As Red 3 finds its mark here. Going into the close slash, not enough damage to kill, but it will be enough to break the wall and get a whip punish here with a Daru. Excellent stuff there from Akeno.
I blinked and that round was over. Oh my god.
That round was over almost as quick as it started, and we're already getting into the next one. Super explosive, like no burst on either table. Gonna use Deus Ex Machina to refill on our bullets once again. Time and time, it's the bread and butter.
6P, and there's a 2K2D from Akeno. Oh, beautiful purple RC to get the air-to-air, especially when it was just so high. Could have been very dangerous.
Akeno trying to utilize the 2D buff, but unfortunately it's still relatively stubby in comparison to Happy Chaos, but it's so whipped and got a whip punish. Jack, good eye on that.
Car crush. Here we go, tap dust into the sword explosion. And we're gonna go into Mortal Bato.
I like that, getting the hard knockdown, try to keep that offense going as quick as possible. Now we have tension on deck, so we can go for a sword toss PRC, or maybe a reversal super, because Jack is comboing us here.
Right, one more chance here for Jack to make something happen. That's exactly what we needed to happen. We're going to be able to get into the overdrive, have the wall shattered.
Deflect shield on deck, almost 50 tension. We do see the deflect shield. We have 50 tension, maybe a YRC, or maybe not. We're going to confirm into the red Roman Cats off the Daro, and Akeno's taking the first game here of Grands. Inching closer and closer to winning the entire thing. Akeno, the nerves must be building up, and for Jack, definitely got a reputation to uphold. Gotta win 6 games. It's a long road ahead, but we've seen comeback stories like this before with Jack, so I wouldn't count him out.
You either go big or go home, and make sure you watch your feet, as Akeno has definitely been playing the footsie game and really catching Jack off guard with some of those 2K jabs. Okay.
Combo going into the Deus Ex Machina wall break. Once again, refilling all of our resources, topping up on the tension. No burst on the table. You're just gonna have to hold all of this damage. Let's crush the super coming back.
Right? Jack up on the round. Tried to go for the 5K as the round start option. There's a double jump. Beautiful burst bait.
Nice 2K there, Jack. Trying to fish there or drop the combo, unfortunately. Zaro finds his mark. Very good. Akeno's doing a very good job confirming it's a Zaro, and Akeno is doing not the best job at picking the spots to reversal, and Jack is just taking advantage of said fact. Now, we're gonna close out game number 2 here pretty swiftly. I feel like I blinked and this game was over. We were talking about rounds, but Jack definitely played that one with some anger.
Oh yeah, that for sure was a challenge to Akeno. You were trying to speed run me. You think you're gonna speed run this grand finals? I'm gonna make sure that doesn't happen. We're gonna play defense.
It's going into the next game, tied up on games. Halfway there for Akeno to meet the goal. So a toss. About to trap Jack into the corner, but Jack utilizing Ramlethal's nerves, jumps out of the corner. Now we get pressure started with the rolls. Ice IPFD over from Akeno and the throw in retaliation.
Right? Overdrive. That is a big health deficit here from Akeno. And yep, tried to call out on the backdash from Wake Up, and Jack was ready for it.
Like that. Good replenish on Jax, and with the curse, utilizing the fact that we have it on us to get roll combos, but Akeno is getting a back throw. And the burst as well, using it offensively to put Jack back into the corner, fighting tooth and nail to keep him there until we cash out on a big hit like this one.
Oh, that did not connect, but it's also blocked here on the Mortal Bato, and that is gonna lead Jack to be able to close it out here. I believe if Akeno even survives this, it's gonna be a pixel of health, and does so indeed. And again, just that 2D to make sure.
Definitely super scary position to be in. One of those where it feels like it's check and it's up to you to make sure it's not mate. You had the flex shield. Very risky to try and use it when Happy Chaos doesn't have to commit to an option to strike it. Alright, Akeno. Falling down a little bit. Jack climbing on up, trying to reset the bracket, but the matches are still neck and neck, I feel.
Duel 1.
Now, if Jack wins this, that's the bracket reset. If Akeno wins this, there's still a chance to seal the deal. But just as I say that, again, the burst has been blocked. Has Akeno run out of steam? Where the bursts are just clearly being read by Jack in every single fashion?
$6K stagger will connect. The Deus Ex once again is going to close the round, but not without building. Akeno, a ton of burst. Now we going into the next round, potentially reset point with full burst available on Akeno's side. Oh, and we baited out immediately. Oh, Jack was so ready on all these jumps, not letting any single option get away with it.
Okay, steady aim from the air. Pressure. Akeno not going to be able to stop the roll from happening. Another one after the dash cancel, and Jack solidifying the bracket reset with the overdrive. We are in for another set of games, everyone.
And with a perfect none and a perfect as well, definitely showing that Jack is here to play. If we're gonna fight, it's gonna be on equal terms. Playing the game 0-0. Okay. That last game did not happen. Grand Finals reset, Jack versus Akeno.
All right, There's the 2K 2D. Card is crushed. We're gonna see that flip there, and that's gonna force the burst off the Jack. Both players without burst. We get the double jump though. Blue RC and just the dash up grab. You're not gonna be able to let go of faultless defense in time. Ooh, the backdash! Whipping off of the 5K, but not gonna be enough to reach Jack's own backdash.
It's running up there, starting the round start pretty strong and pretty offensively. Jack jumping forward, getting the back though. Now the tables have turned and Akeno is in the corner. Spending our meter on Deus Ex Machina. I like the choice going for the hard knockout. Akeno does have burst on the table though.
There's Curse Ball, steady aim, goes out. Was mindful about the burst. That's a fast RC right there. YRC from Jack blocks the burst just in time, but no punish. Still big value.
Nice. Going into the Mortabato. Super clean win. Super clean. Spending all the tension there, tying it up in the rounds. Akeno is being super offensive here. Jack still has the burst advantage.
Okay, guard crush again, and that is a launcher here. That's the burst that Jack was looking to use and save up on. There we go. Gonna get the counter hit. A gunshot lands, and Deus Ex Machina gonna get the wall shatter. Another shimmy!
Yeah, I like that. I'm really liking these shimmy attempts from Jack, but Akeno is not really biting. Look at the reward he spent on our meter on. Akeno doing his best to lock Jack down, and Jack whipping the air throw. And we get a 6! Oh, maybe 6 to the 2K, the J2K. Sliver up health, no swords on the table. All we have to do is kill time, but kill time Akeno does as he secures the first game here in the reset. I really like the usage of meter there, right? Correcting each other. Jack corrected himself, Akeno corrected to fix or to adjust to that correction. I'm really liking the layers here.
It's going to be 1 on the board for Akeno. Again, Grand Finals reset. So it's pretty much as if your lives were reset here. You're going to have to make all of these games count. And it looks like the round start was traded, but again, Akeno. No, the burst! It was gold bursted and it was whipped completely, and that is going to be a whole entire resource gone as Jack's going to capitalize.
Gonna run it back with a Deus Ex. Same situation, same health loss. Akeno, whoa! I was not expecting that to kill. Even with all the Guts Crush, the extra wall shattering damage added just enough to cure Jack the round.
Yep, there's the burst blocked again. We're starting to see that same pattern again from Akeno, going for these very panicky bursts on routes that Jack is ready to go ahead and bait. Okay, 2P. Blue RC, that's a big pickup.
Nice jump out to the J as unfortunately burst came back right as we got the wall splat, so Jack was able to secure the kill and nothing Akeno could have done about it, unfortunately. Tying up the rounds, Jack coming with that game pretty strong, ended pretty quickly. And now we are in a situation we've seen before. Grand Finals 1-1 Akeno and Jack. Now they're both in the loser's side, so these next few games are going to matter way more.
Now we go right in. And now the round start is on the side of Akeno, but Jack recovers. And pressure. Another burst blocked once again. Okay, Curse Ball gets sent out. jumps right through. There's the double jump. And here we go. We're going to get the wall shattered into Deus Ex Machina. And again, back to the hard knockdown. Blocks the Mortobato this time. Full punish.
More than enough damage. Not even gonna need that extra wall break. Secure the kill. Jack looking to utilize a whiff shot there. Unfortunately, it doesn't find its mark. On the throws back to back. Building Jack a ton of tension. Nice whip punish attempt there on the 6K. I really respect it. But Jack is going to burst you back into the corner. Now you have to wonder, how is Jack going to play now that we are running out of resources? By resources, of concentration.
Again, the second time we've seen it from Jack. Wanting to spend all of it, but the mismanagement on that forces it to be tougher. Deflect shield doesn't get the extension off of the 2K. And so now we have to hold this corner. Gets hit by the tap dust. Not enough to kill, but it does reset the neutral. Now you just gotta be mindful of that meter. Purple RCUs. There's the air-to-air. Huge pickup here from Jack. Oh, still had steady aim though, but no curse to make the shots land.
I like that the Fire P to try to catch an anti, or to try and be an anti-air attempt, but Akeno with the empty jump catches the recovery with the low, and we are tied up in rounds now, but Jack is starting off the round really strong, applying curse and getting that positive bonus so we can get burst back in case something goes wrong.
Oh. Another first block, and this time it was a left-right mix. Oh yeah, you are dead here. No shot. Literally.
But the perfect Jack is going to take the lead 2-1 once again. Now, if you're Akeno, it's got to be a little demoralizing. It feels like almost every burst attempt has been baited from Jack. Every cross-up reversal attempt has also been baited from Jack. Now, Akeno, it's up to you. What do we do? How do we change going into this final game? Or it could be the final game.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Okay, the sword thrown out. We're gonna get the safe jump in. And there's the Mortal Bato.
Using super early on to try and secure our lead. Nice tech on the throw there from Jack. Now the tables have turned. And so has Jack, going twice over, crossing up, going Deus Ex Machina, applying the curse though. That way we have it for the post-wall break situation. Leading to a safe though.
Okay, there's the force burst. And because of that, was too late on the burst. And now Jack went with the robbery. Potential set point here from what we would say an insane amount of games played between these two.
Going this long against Jack is definitely very heavy on the mental, and you gotta have the stamina to be able to keep up. When we fill our resources though, our bullets in the chamber, Akeno might see one more burst in this game. Now it all matters if we're going to use it. No, we're going to spend it on the deflect shield, and the counter hit going into Deus Ex Machina is going to seal the deal. Jack climbing back from the loser side is going to win. TNS Guilty Gear Strive.